We are live.
Yes.
Hello, hello. Let's give people some time to come in and share the live.
Oh, let's do
Let's do
that.
that.
This is going to be an interesting topic. People need to talk about this. Where you at? Where you at? Come on, peoples. Come on. I'm going to see something here.
I'm connecting so we won't have an echo. I'm connecting so you can keep
Oh,
talking.
okay. Hopefully, the same people that were on last week will be good. Some of them.
I think we will have the same people. I think we're gonna be
I
good.
think so. I think so. It was really, I couldn't believe how the time flew when we were on here.
Yes. You guys,
Wasn't
welcome
that
to
serious?
Spiritual Sunday. Yeah, it was a 3 hour Spiritual Sunday for everybody.
Yes.
Welcome. Um,
Yes.
the
Welcome, welcome.
The number is 302-312-3534. And if you want to join the live, you could click the link above. It's in the caption in the comments above. And join us and let's have this conversation. Hi, Stacy. Let's have this conversation. We're talking about, do you believe in past lives and reincarnation? Um, yeah, let's get it going. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Pride to you. Hey,
Yes.
Tequila, how are you? So, the topic is, do you believe in past lives and reincarnation? Please share in the comments. Let us know this is
Definitely.
a safe space
Yes.
for spiritual talk. That's why we have it. Last week was awesome. We were on here for forever.
It was hot.
We was here forever.
Ever.
Ever. But it's
Oh,
okay. It's
yes.
okay.
Because
People
we
needed
was
the
getting the word out.
conversation.
Getting the
Yo,
word out.
yo,
That's what we're here for.
yo.
Yeah, and you guys, like she said, don't forget to share it. Also call in and join in on the conversation. 302-312-3534.
Yo.
Yes. Do you believe in this? Have you ever had the experience of knowing who you were in your past life?
Hi, Raphael.
Hey,
Let me start
Raphael.
sharing the comments. Yeah, have y'all had a past life? Stacy said, yes, I do. Okay,
Mm,
Stacy, so if you want to call in and tell us a little bit about it, let me put the number here.
yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it. We want to know about it. We want to know what happened. What was your
Yeah.
past life like? What was
Yeah.
going on? And is it
Hmm.
any lessons that you
Right.
had to have? Yes, that's the phone number. 302-312-3534. Yes, that's the number. So I'm sitting up here burning my sage.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be ready.
Cleaning the air, cleaning the air.
That's right. I gotta rebalance, refocus. Um, I,
Yes.
I actually went out to Pride yesterday. Delaware Pride was packed, and that's a
Mm.
lot of energies out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
multiple personalities, multiple
Exactly.
energies that you absorbing, and I'm like, so I had to bring myself back. I'm like, okay, I got to. I
Yeah.
can't bring all these energies in my home with me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
yeah. So one person said they had a past life. No one else admitted they had a past life.
Okay. Okay.
I think
Okay.
maybe that's like too heavy. But you know
Right.
what? Let's
Hmm.
go here. Since people don't want to admit they had a past life,
Okay.
Let's go here and say, have you ever had deja vu?
Yeah,
Have you
let's say that.
ever felt
Have you
that
ever
you've
had deja vu?
been somewhere or was doing something, or you felt like it was memorable to you? I got a call.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to call you back, caller. Because that's one indicator that you had a past life if something was familiar to you.
Right.
Thank you
Wow.
for calling in Spiritual Sundays. Who am I speaking with?
How you doing? This is Joseph.
Hi,
Jump.
Joseph.
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I've been waiting for this type of topic. I love this type of stuff. Um. Okay. So yeah, I definitely believe in reincarnation. I definitely believe in past life. I've I've done a couple studies where it comes to past life regression.
Okay.
Um. But for some reason, when I do those, I never. Okay, let me start off from the beginning. Okay, from like the age of maybe from where I can remember, probably 6 or 7. I've always had this reoccurring dream, all up until probably 6 months ago,
Okay.
where I'm in the military. Okay, and I'm on a submarine, and the submarine is I guess it's a ship or something, but whatever the case is sinking. Okay, and there's a door that's open, and there's a soldier. He's yelling at me. He's like, come on, come out and forget the people down there, save yourself." And
Mm.
basically, I said, forget that. I'll go down there, try to save the people, come back up, and the doors is shut when I come back up. And I always wake up before I get that drown. I messed around and I did a tarot card reading. And with the tarot card, the lady mentioned that you, in your past life, you were in the military. You were in charge of something. And when I heard that, of course, like anybody else, you'll get chills. I got chills all over down my spine and everything else.
Wow.
Yeah, it was that deep. And so from my mentality is take charge and everything else, as now. But as far as that goes, when I do the past life regression, it never takes me back to that point. It never takes me back to that military time. It always takes me somewhere else, or something different. It's never that. But for some odd reason, I honestly believe that all of us, we either this might be your first time, or you've been here multiple times. Um, and I'm not exactly sure how to word it, but you come in, I believe, as as different things at some point. But once you become this form, this body form, you will never go back to a tree or a flower or a bird or a bee or anything like that. You come back as a human form until
Hmm.
you complete your task or whatever you came back for in the first place.
Wow.
Um, uh, I believe also that we come back because in our past life we made a certain mistake, and in a different time zone you will witness that sort of mistake again, or not mistake, but that sort of situation again. And it's up to you to make the correct decision. And I believe that with a lot of us, we end up making the same mistake again, and that what causes us to come back again, and do it all over again and again. I don't know. I can get deep. I can get real deep with this. I don't know how far you want me to go.
You can go as deep as you like because
You want
this
to?
is what we're going to get deep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Um. Also, I believe this is a belief, but that we, as a baby,
Mhm.
you are knowledgeable of your past life. You're knowledgeable of what happened in your past life when you were a baby.
Mm.
Right.
Um,
So true.
you cry out
Mhm.
when you're born. You're not
Mhm.
necessarily conscious of what's going on,
Right.
but as far as I'm here, why am I here? What's going on? You don't have that type of speech or mentality, but you are aware of what your past life was. And as you gradually get older, those things start to deplenish. You start to kind of forget. And as an adult, you kind of reconnect with that spirituality
Right.
of getting close to something. If it's God or if it's Buddha or whatever you believe in as an adult, you kind of
Mm.
tend to get back close to that, and I don't know. It's crazy. It's hard to explain, but I believe that that's what happens. You come back, so, when you come as a baby and you remember everything that happened in your past life. This is why you cry so much. Not just because you're hungry or not just because your diaper's wet, but
Right.
you know
That's true.
you cry because you're longing for everything that you missed in your past life.
Right.
And then as you become older, you begin to forget
Mhm.
those things, and it kind of messes with your head, and you have these dreams of what you were in the past, and you don't know. So we travel to these different realms when we dream. We travel to these different spaces of time, I believe, when we dream.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, if you can add on to it, that would be cool too. It's like it just it boggles me because, like I said, for me to have that dream of being in the military, and then for me to talk to somebody about it, and
Mhm.
or not even talk to somebody about it, but just get a reading with her
Right.
not having any knowledge of that dream, and her
Mhm.
to connect that as far as the military situation goes, I thought that
Yeah.
was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
It was, and it kind of scared me. It kind of tend to back away from it. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of people tell me that that's the wrong thing to do. Don't back away from it. Kind of kindle your I want to call it magic, but kindle your ability.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and another thing is, I believe that also a person who dies young in this lifetime, uh, they will definitely be back, and they come back faster than people who are older. Like the older that you are when you pass on, uh, the longer it'll take to come back, if you come back at all,
Right.
if you completed your task. But
Right.
when a person who's young and they pass away,
Mhm.
they come back fast, and you know, the next time they might live a little bit longer. They'll come back a little bit later, but they'll become. It's a cycle that continues and continues until whatever task that you're supposed to have completed, you completed.
Right.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
but yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, that's true, and we're gonna elaborate on that. But
Yeah.
Joe, could you do me a favor? Because it seemed like somebody trying to call in furiously. They trying to get through, but call back.
I definitely will. I definitely will. I want to hear more. Some other people anyway. See what their outlook on everything is.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
baby.
Awesome. Thank you.
All
Hmm.
right, honey.
All right. Thank you for calling Spiritual Sundays. Who is on the line?
Tanya Williams.
Okay, you gotta mute your background, Missy.
Okay.
All right.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm awesome, and I'm actually Dr. Tanya Williams. So I just wanted to put that out
Oh,
there. And
wait a minute. You got? Are you talking on the earpiece?
no, I'm not.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cause I could hear you. Can everybody else hear Tanya?
I don't hear her, but
I don't
okay.
hear
I'm
her
on the move.
either.
Okay, now could you
All
move?
right, wait a minute. I think maybe you.
I know.
Hello, can you hear
There.
me now?
Yep,
I
I
hear
can
her.
hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Tanya Williams.
Hi, welcome.
Awesome, awesome, awesome topic today. Um,
So yes, I do truly believe in deja vu, and I've had several experiences with those. And in conclusion, knowing that you've had a past life, you've been here before, and been told that by many of my family members and different other situations that occurred, and knowing that, proven that this has not only been my only life. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How does that make you feel? Do you remember any of the past lives or?
I'm not gonna say I remember, but different things will occur. Like I already knew how to take care of certain things. Certain things I'm gravitated towards. Um, Colors and different things of that nature and what they represent. Also, knowing from a child, a young baby, I'm being told that I was never really taught how to swim. And when I was thrown into a large body of water, I came up swimming, Olympic sized pools.
Okay.
And I've always loved marine biology, always cared for animals. So that lets me know that things that didn't have to be taught to me as an infant that I already knew because of a past life. Absolutely.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. So I got a question. Are you religious?
I have a relationship, and
Okay.
there's a big difference.
Right. So you're
I am a
spiritual.
believer, and I have a relationship with the
Okay.
Father, God, Creator. That is correct.
Okay. Good. 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 So do you think that you're back here because you have something you need to settle or?
I believe I'm back here because of recycling. I do believe spirits are recycled. And if you're
Okay.
brought back here to take care of different assignments of that nature, and I know for a fact too, people may say it's just your character, but I know for a fact that when God created us and put in us that we're made in the image of God, is what I believe, that He made great things and everything He put in us was great. And I have a tendency to gravitate to the underdogs
Okay.
and truly have a spirit of servitude
Okay.
and helping. And
Okay.
that's not something you can teach someone to do. That's something that's already innate in you.
Right.
And
Right.
so knowing that, I know if my spirit is needed again to help to assist and do assignments, that's what I'm commissioned to do.
Okay. Okay. Wow. See, well, I'm
That is
glad that
amazing.
yeah, it is amazing, and I'm glad that you called in because I believe that a lot of people have these experiences, but they don't want to admit it and they don't know what
Yeah,
to do with it.
so true. Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And they just take it for, oh, it's just something that happened, or it's a coincidence, or it's just, but in life, I truly don't believe in coincidences. If I pass cross, it's for a reason.
Right.
And we have
Right.
to figure out, if it's not revealed to us right away, what the reason is. Whether
Right.
we're learning something from each other, or we're there to teach someone something that's going to further them down the line for their purpose and their destiny.
Right. I agree. That is so true. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Wow. I really thank you for calling in. And make sure you stay on to the show because we're going to get even deeper and listen to every other person's testimony. And if you want to join this live, you can be on the screen with myself and Taboshes. The link is at the top where the caption, where you see all the wording. Click the link
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you'll be right on the screen with us.
Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for this
You're
awesome topic.
welcome.
And I
You're
hope to hear from
welcome.
you guys and see you guys real soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that was amazing. Like you
Damn.
said, like she said, and like you said, people are afraid to admit that they have those, those things that come up in their past, because it's something that's like, I did this before.
Yup.
I did this before. Why am I? This is something that I just did.
Yup.
It seemed like I just did this yesterday or the day before.
And that's yes, but the deja vu is you've been in a space you've been in before, but you don't realize that you've been
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then you're looking around and you do an act and you like, But in your
Wait,
past life, you could have done that same act in the same
that you're doing.
space.
Yeah,
Yep.
at the same. Yeah,
So deja vu is a form of remembrance.
exactly.
I could
Hmm.
tell you, if you are a child and you was adamant about certain things,
Yeah,
that's an indicator. Or
right,
maybe you thought you were, I don't know, you were a girl, but you thought you was a boy. You probably was adamant about, no, I'm a little boy. And your mom like, no, you a girl. No, I'm a boy.
right.
You could have had a past
So,
life. You're remembering the past life, but
right.
like your son said, you forget. That's
Yeah.
why we come in without words.
Mhm.
Cause you, if
Mhm.
you come in remembering some things, you revealing secrets.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Raphael, I placed the link in the comments. You see it
Yeah,
in the
that's
comments. I placed the link in the comments so you could come
somebody.
in.
Yeah, somebody put down there. In my past life, I was all man. In this life,
Yep,
wow.
I was a man in this in my past life I was all man. In this life I am a hermaphrodite or intersex person.
Okay.
Ooh, that word
Yeah.
drives me crazy. I
Oh,
don't know why,
that's a
but it
yeah.
drives me crazy.
Mm. You
No.
know, like you guys, just share this live because I know somebody out there has something to talk about, something that they've been through, such as this.
Yep.
Like you said, everybody has a reason, our purpose of being here. So don't hesitate to chime in and join in on this conversation. Um, Preach
All
enlighten them
right.
on the number again.
It is 302-312-3534.
Yes, and
And
share it.
yep, and let me make sure I Raphael wants the number. I mean the
Okay,
link.
the link. Okay,
Yeah, Stacy. Oh, Stacy, you are into sex. Wow.
okay,
Welcome to the club. Me too, Stacy. So don't feel like you out of sorts. All right. So let me try to get this link to Raphael. But this
okay.
is a great topic. I
It
mean,
is. It is.
again, it's something I've always wanted to discuss because I feel like some people are alone, and I don't want you to feel alone. You know, um, religion, and I don't mean to beat up on it. It'll have you feeling like you don't have a space in the world, and you truly do have a space. We're just not networking and building and coming together and having these conversations. So let me share. Raphael, I'm gonna inbox you the link. But what did you think about what your son said?
I remember him and I having this conversation, and I just looked at him like, "Really, baby?" But it's good to know where you stand, like in your life. Like you need to know these things, and he is into research. That's what I love about him. He's like so old school to me, and like I said, he been here before, so he's very very on to that kind of stuff. We're doing research on your background and life things and things that are about you within you. So, and I just want him to keep that up because that's really powerful stuff. I mean, yeah, it is scary, but at the same time, you need to know who you are.
Yeah, yeah, you do. And I remember my son. My son told me as a child that he was like, "Mom, we just keep coming back here. We just keep coming back, keep coming back." And I lived so many times. I done lived in so many places that
Right,
I've just it's all here. Like I could see it all.
right,
And I'm like, okay, okay, I definitely understand.
right. Yeah, yeah. So,
All right, so Raphael is coming in.
okay.
Hi, Raphael. We don't see you at all. You gotta turn your camera on.
Yeah, your camera's not on. Hey, there you go. Hey, Wagwan.
Hey, Wagwan.
All right, Raphael is joining us. Joe, you coming back on? All right, we
There he
got
is.
Joe up here.
Hey,
Look, we got a
Tracy.
full house for
Hey, get
spiritual
in this conversation.
Sundays.
Yes. These spiritual
Anybody else
Sundays.
want to join? Come on in. We can hold
Come
10
on the
people up
screen.
here.
Yes, honey. We need to talk about it.
All right, so Raphael, come on, tell us, come on, reincarnation, past lives, what you think?
All right, all right, all right. So this is the thing. I've always thought about reincarnation, but I've always thought of it being more so that if you were take put it this way, if you was taken out way too early in your life where you didn't finish your task,
Uh-huh.
then I believe that it's a possibility that your soul will come back to finish the task, not just to not just to change who you are, but also just to finish the task. Now, if you were one of those people that had a task that was very important, but you misguided your life in a certain way, would you come back different? It's a possibility, so that you can see the other side of what you messed up, but you still got to finish your task. So I believe that at times that they have these, that a lot of people have these recurring thoughts of seeing people. Like I've lived through deja vu a
Yeah.
lot. So I know that I've seen a lot of places somewhere, a lot of things somewhere, a lot of people somewhere. I've seen it. So it's like some kind of way. Why do I know this? I don't know. That's the reason why I told you, like all my studying that I did, a lot of my stuff predates the Bible. So I'm going through a lot of stuff that I actually started learning, and it felt like I've learned it through my past, not only
Right.
just the start part that I was learning. So I believe that it's always a possibility that yeah, you will always come back or have a certain uh, life that you're going to have to reoccur so that you can finish the task that you started, that you're supposed to have been through.
Right.
Or as coming back as female, male, or or living in the lifestyle of the LGBTQ, it's a possibility that if something somewhere down the line, one of your lives, that yeah, you were living in that life and you felt more comfortable in that certain life that you came back to it, or you understand it and you sympathize with it back then to the point that you came back into it, or you was born into it, and that's the way it is. I believe that the way things worked in your past life is the way you're going to come back in your future life, where you still have to finish your task, though, the task that's supposed to be done. That's that's just my opinion. That's just my thoughts. It's not like a full format. I'm just saying it's just a thought that that's the way I believe as far as reincarnation would be.
Right. Right. What do you think, Tobocious?
I believe what he said. I believe what he said, and that it is true. It is true. So also, Raphael, have you ever had any deja vu that happened to you in your life?
Many times. And there's times I'm still living it, where there's some like like when I was telling I told Peach one time when I was over at the spot, I was like, something like this. I've seen it. I just don't know how I know about it, but yeah, this is something where I'm supposed to be. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just one of those things that I've always felt like I've been somewhere once upon
Mhm.
a time.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like it's
Mhm.
never lost. It's like you
Right.
never feel lost. You never feel threatened. You never feel scared. You always feel comfortable because you've been there before or
Yeah.
something like
Right.
that.
Familiarized. Right. Yeah.
Very familiar.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm. And I
Everybody
remember my
tag a
son said the
I'm
same
sorry,
thing. I'm
tag a
sorry.
spiritual person, everyone. If you're watching this live and you enjoying this content, tag someone that's spiritual that you believe will enjoy this. This is Spiritual Sundays. We're doing it every Sunday at 5 p.m. It's just that I had some other things going on at that time. But tag a spiritual person. There's someone out here that needs to hear this. that might need this confirmation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
powerful information that's going to be going on here in discussions and building. And
Right.
someone might need this. This might save someone's life. They might be
That's
sitting in
true.
the church thinking something's wrong with them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, commonly people believe when you have these extraordinary gifts that you got Satan, and it's not Satan. It's the creator.
That's like prophecy. That's like prophesizing, you know. Um, people get scared of that word prophesy. You're like, wait, hold, what are you to, and people think that they're of the devil or they got something deadly in them that's
Yep.
evil, and that's not always the case. It's just that they were blessed with that gift to pass on knowledge. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Can I chime in on what Raphael just said?
Yeah,
sure.
chime on in.
Um, I don't know if you guys ever heard of classic records.
Say again.
Are you able to hear me? Your classic
I
records.
could hear you.
You might never heard.
Can't hear you, babe.
You're a classic record.
Classic. I
Classic.
can.
Hold on, I'm gonna call in.
No, say it. You clear now. You say classic
Okay.
what?
No, Akashic record.
Oh yeah, Akashic Records. Yes, that's
Okay.
ancestral history in your DNA.
Yeah.
Right, right, right. Well, I also believe that your fears in this lifetime, at least a lot of your fears in this lifetime, I think it dates back to your past life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you might be scared of water this lifetime. You might be scared of the ocean, and you might have drowned in your past life. Or somebody
Yeah,
might have drowned you in your past life.
Right.
Yeah.
Your relationships, the relationships that you get involved in. Some of these relationships were maybe an abusive relationship in your past life. You might have been the male in the relationship in your past life, and you were abusive to this woman, and in this new life you're the female, and now y'all both together, y'all got to work it out. Y'all stuck together.
right.
Right.
Y'all gotta figure
This
this
is
thing out.
round. This is round two for you to figure
Right,
this out.
right.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
or I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be relationship. It could be this
Right,
person robbed you in your past life,
right. Anything.
and
Yeah,
you look at each other in this lifetime, and you're like, oh my gosh, where do I know you from? I know you
hmm
from somewhere. I seen you before.
Right.
I ran
hmm
across that a lot. I mean, I'm not going to get too deep in my personal life, but I was incarcerated before, right? And this is where I knew I had some type of ability, or I was been here
hmm
before or something. But I seen this guy, and he was just quiet, sitting by himself, and he was smoking a cigarette. And I walked by him, and I told him, I said, you don't smoke, do you? I said, I mean, I see you smoking now, but that's not what you do. You don't smoke. And he looked at me. He's like, how did you know that? He was like, nah, I don't smoke. I'm stressed out. I'm like, brother, for some reason, I see you sitting in a church with your two daughters. Your wife is on the left side and you on the right side. Y'all just sitting inside of a church. I just see that for some reason. He's like, how did you know I had two daughters? And they're like, I gave him the age and everything. I just envisioned it. It was just something that clicks. I do that a lot. I do that and it scares me. It scares the heck out
That's
of me.
a premonition. That's picking up
hmm
premonition. That's a little different than a past life.
Right,
hmm
right, right. But I believe they go hand in hand. Reason why I say that is because it's one of those things where, I, like, how you can see an older person, and an older person can look at you and tell you about yourself, and they
Yeah,
never met you.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Even though I may have been younger than this person that I was speaking to, on a spiritual level, my spirituality may have been older, and
Sure.
being able to
hmm
to 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 show him something that he's not used to, or showing something that he needs to be more connected with as
Right.
far as himself goes. And a
Mhm.
Right.
lot of people looked at, like you said, Raphael, I go a lot of places and I travel a lot of places. And with these places I go to, a lot of times is I'm sitting like, why do I recognize this street? Why do I not recognize these people? Where do I know you from?
Mhm.
And it comes to that a lot. Like I told you, it used to scare me way more. And like I spoke to my mom, and we broke down, we talked about things, and she was able to enlighten me on a lot of things. Like, look, there's nothing to be scared of. You got to kind of nestle, nestle these things and figure it out. You do a lot of studying. When I did my studying, it showed me more than what I can than I can ever think of. Or fathom. You know.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
lot of people are afraid to study who they
Yeah.
are because
Yeah.
they're afraid to pick up what they learn, what they're going to learn about themselves, or also learn about their past lives or anything about that. They're afraid to see who they really are. So you got a lot of people, and most of that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm going to say it, most of that is in the church itself, because Christians do not believe in past lives. They don't believe that. They believe that this is it, this is where it's going, and this is where it's safe. So a lot of them, if you was to go to them with facts about even natural history, about stuff that actually, like I said before, that predates the Bible, watch how they conform. Watch how they break down. Watch how they get upset. Watch how they get, because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand that Christianity is one of the younger of the religions that came from over
Yeah.
that side. And they
Yeah.
don't realize that there was people before them that have learned more stuff than they did. But they don't want
Hmm.
to see that. They got everything consorted that it's just them, that this is what it is. That a lot of times, yeah, a lot of us do live a past life or have lived a past life. And now we're here on this earth to get it right. And it's like old folks used to say back in the day. I don't know if it's like everywhere I went or everybody that knows this, but a lot of old folks used to say when someone leaves in your family, someone has a baby. Meaning when someone leaves, someone comes back. So a lot of times, if you notice that when people pass away in your family,
Yeah.
somebody in your family is pregnant, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden they either come back either as a girl or a boy, but you look at the new baby as okay, let's see which way it's going to swing so we can know who this is.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that is great cultural reference. But a lot of times, even though we say these things, we don't
Yeah.
realize what the hell we're saying. They'll say it, but then go to church and say there is no reincarnation. But listen to what your ancestors are saying. When a
Yeah.
exactly.
person dies, someone is born. So we
Yeah,
got it mixed up. Death is life,
yeah.
life is death. We
I
got
mean,
it
you got to look at
backwards.
too. You got to look at too. They have what we call the infinity symbol, the
Mm-hmm,
figure eight, the eight. The eight is a
mm-hmm.
very special number.
It
It's
is.
continuous.
It
And our
is.
job is not to stay on the realm of that eight. Our job is to stay, is to transcend to that nine, where that circle
Yes.
starts and you have your ending, and you're overlooking you will be the ancestor at that point. And
Possible.
Now, Joe, I like that. I like what you
mhm,
said, but do through my Oasia, I'm a child of Obatala, and Obatala is symbol or number is eight.
right. Okay.
So everything that deals with the number eight comes through the symbol of Obatala. So Obatala, we like if there's like even like a spider. Let's say for instance a spider. I'm not allowed to kill them. I gotta set them free because of the number eight of the eight legs, the eight everything dealing with eight. I
Yeah.
can't do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, you're right. Everything the symbol is the affinity of the number eight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like Dr. Tanya said that the eight is a spiritual new beginning. Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to just say to everyone when it comes to reincarnation, I've been here several times. I've seen myself even in ancient times.
Gina Tech.
Um, in ancient times, I was a young, I can't even, because I was a young child, but because we didn't have a concept of female and male of that, I can't even tell you what I was. But I can tell you that I was wrapped in like the garbs that you wear in the Buddhist temple. It's like the
Okay.
little wrapping.
Okay.
And I could tell you that the people in your life that are around you today, you've known them before. They just had different roles. So,
Yes.
like, my best friend was
We
my
said that before, didn't
protector,
we?
my guardian. I was a
Yeah.
child. And in
Right.
this incarnation, they were trying to kill me because I had some type of information. So, she was protecting me. And we
Mhm.
running around inside this temple. Now, for people that don't believe that in China there aren't temples, they are.
Hmm.
Um, for people that believe that we lived so separate and didn't have any real connections, like Chinese people live here, white people live here, no, it didn't function like that. I
It
Right.
can
did.
tell you that because I see the people that's chasing us, they were people with multiple colors.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, the
We all use
separation was
genetic.
your, yeah, it was, your separation
You gotta
wasn't
go.
about your color, it was about where you were born.
Right. Because
So
we
you're
all
the
we
people
have
of this
yeah,
place and the
everything.
people of that space and the people of there. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I remember that incarnation, and when I seen it, I was like, oh my goodness, okay, okay. And I was trying to describe to my best friend the garment, like the garment that I saw myself in with my hair shaved back, is garments that I see little um Asian kids with now, but that was a specialty garment back then that you only wore if you was involved in the priesthood or whatever. The regular citizens didn't wear that, but I had one on, and she had like this warrior type deal on, and
Now,
we
was
were
that a
running.
vision? Was that a vision, or was it a dream, or did you go through a meditation and seen it, or
No, for
how did
me, I
you?
don't. For me, I don't have to go through a meditation. Once I went through, and we'll talk about ascension and what that looks like for people later on. But after my
Okay.
ascension process, um, and when you, I'll just say this piece of it. When you go through ascension, you get to know different kind of people from different backgrounds. It's like you're gathering and collecting information. So in it, I asked. I said, "Listen, I want to know and I want to see." Why am I like this? Who was I before? Why is this happening? And then I started seeing different past lives, and that was one of them.
But is that
Um,
that's past life regression?
nope, just dreaming, asking, lucid, sleeping, dreaming, nothing from meditation, none of that. And I'm
Okay.
assuming when you ascend, that's something that you can just, it's like you so connected, it's just simple as asking for the experience.
Right. Right.
You
Oh wow.
know, so yeah, and I've seen a couple other ones. I could tell you that from a past life, I see all four of my children, even though only two of them are my children in this life. But they are the same people. They were two sets of twins, but they still function like twins in this life. And I just
Wow.
laugh. I just be like, oh my God, they still so similar. But whatever.
Wow.
I have
I
been boys, I have been men. Um, and just to harp on what Raphael said, I think when you are LGBTQ is a progression. I think that's
Mhm.
a whole nother spiritual experience
Hmm.
because my past life previous, I was a male, but in
Okay.
this incarnation, I'm an intersex person. So my spirit came down in a dual body. I think that LGBTQ is going through a different spiritual journey. I think that eventually, and people hate when I say it, I think eventually everybody's going to get a chance to be LGBTQ. You may not be in this life. You may not like LGBTQ people, but you're going to experience being that person because I think that's the journey into duality. I believe that the creator is has to be a dual person, because how would you be able to understand duality and create it if you not? How would you be able to understand it? The creator has to understand his creation. So you can't
Yeah.
be masculine and you can't be feminine. You have to be walking that middle line. So that's why I say I think you return it if you listen to some of African oral stories. They will tell you that the human being, we were once intersex and we were divided. That's where you get that yin and yang and all that stuff that people confuse. Talking about, so, oh, you got to balance out your feminine, masculinity, your twin flame. All that is you trying to find the other half of yourself. It said we were together and then split dually. Um,
Can I touch on that also?
yeah,
Okay. When you said that, it I believe it actually goes down to the actual science of everything. Um, as far as it being the what is it? What term did you use? You said multi-sex or um
intersex.
intersex. It's you have these two atoms, and these two atoms they're not male or female. You see what I'm saying? They're intersex, and when they clash together, they duplicate. And when they duplicate, then you have your separate, your female and your male, and then that duplicates and that duplicates, and then once in a while you have your intersex. It'll go back to what it was originally, right? But that goes all the way down to atoms not being a physical being. I believe that us being physical beings relates very much to what the sun and what the sun is. So as long as the sun is still here, we will always be reincarnated. So it's you go through this cycle every time you pass on or you transcend. You go through the same cycle. You'll come from the sun because that's where all of our atoms come from. Is from that sun, right? Because without that sun, it'll be nothing. And once you come from that sun, this is the birth situation without actually having sex. The sun feeds atoms to the male cerebral cortex. I believe that's what it's called. Correct
Mm-hmm.
me if I'm wrong. And it gives that thought process that goes down to the lower chakra, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
the semen and the seed, and it goes from there. So when we pass, I believe that same energy, as we know, energy never dies. So that same energy goes back up to the sun and recycles itself. I don't think it actually goes to the sun, but it goes to a certain level to where it's able to shoot itself back down, go through that same cycle. And then by you having this energy that never dies, it finds its way back to where it wants to go. As I was
Mm.
told before, that you choose to be here. You know,
You don't choose to be here.
okay, I was told this
I could
though. I
tell
mean,
you
that's
that
what
in
it
the
said.
spirit. You don't choose to be here.
Uh-huh. See, I was told that once you pass, you long for what you've missed. You long
We
for the
don't
people that
choose.
I heard
okay,
that.
okay. But you long for what you miss, and you come back to the same bloodline and the same family that you once left. So you'll
Mm.
never come back into a different family or a different. It might be it might you might come back in the Egyptian times, or you might come back in the future from where we at right now. But you will come back in that same family. You will never separate because you always long for that family tie. And as far as like me and my father, okay, um, my birthday and his birthday are very close, and I was told that by our birthdays being very close in that nature, is that I am an ancestor of his, and I've come back to actually watch over him, not him
Mm.
watch over me, which is weird. But well, I call it weird, but it's not weird.
It's
But
not weird.
yeah. But I come to watch over him, right? And then when
Mm-hmm.
he goes, it'll be another entity or baby, like you said. When one dies, a baby's born. That baby's coming to make
be
sure that everything is still
protected.
good.
To
You know,
protect it.
What
right?
I'm gonna tell you is this, Joe, because you
Yes, ma'am.
remember the
Hmm.
reincarnations. You know when you hear something that says the veil has fell or the veil
Hmm.
has lifted, and people just misinterpret that. When you start to remember, that's the veil falling, and you
Okay.
will not be here too many more incarnations. You will be gone, because
All right.
on this planet you come to learn and then you leave. You ascend higher.
That's
So
the
you
fact.
have learned something. You've learned the things that you needed to learn. If you, again, it sounds like if you only seen one incarnation, you probably got maybe a couple left, and then you're gone. You're gonna go on. For me, I already understand from my relationship with the Creator that I probably only have one or two lives left. I already know why I'm here. I know what I'm supposed to do. I done seen too many things. Been through the ascension process. I'm not gonna be here another life or two.
I mean, I was told also. I mean, you can tell a person who's first time being here. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
who you could tell
they
they're the
young
busy
and
ones. Yeah,
innocent.
they're right. Those are the young ones, the busy ones. They look around. They get their hands kind of dirty. You know, and the ones who when people look at it, be like, oh, you got an old soul. Those are those ones who've been here before. You know, and they're more careful upon what they do and how they carry themselves and the people that are around them. You know, even though we can't control a lot of the times the people that are around us, but as we get older, we kind of understand the difference between who's there for us and who's just there. You know, so I mean,
I could tell
it's
you
mm-hmm,
the younger souls. One indicator. I'm gonna tell you one indicator of a young soul. They have high anxiety. Their
mm,
anxiety level is off the chain. Is because they don't have collective knowledge like you and I may have. So everything just sets them off. It's so new. Going to the doctor and hearing a diagnosis, a car, a loud noise, because they don't have enough collective experience. So
yeah,
that's why I had to teach myself to be patient, because anything with wisdom or age or being old, you don't have the patience. You like, why are you like that? But then I have to remember, you're young soul, you're fresh, you don't understand it, you don't have the ability to the knowledge base to make sense of things. You ever met a person that can't make sense of anything, and you like, but if you do this, this is the end result, and then this may, they can't do the two and two because they don't have that knowledge base. They're young.
right.
But we don't understand why we got it, but then you understand if you had a past life, this is why. Collective knowledge goes back
Right.
to the Akashic records. You're reaching back in, like, okay, I better not do that because this could end result from this. You know, people that are good chess players, they could see multiple moves because it's here, is in the records. It's stuff that you're building upon knowledge. So that's an indicator if you're young, if you're watching and you wonder, like, am I a young soul? Have I been here before? If you have high anxiety, baby, you got a long time to be here. You're going to be reincarnating for a while.
Now
Sad but true.
I got a question for everybody. It's not necessarily off topic, but okay, because we talk about people who live their life, you know, without interruption, you know. But what about these ones who take their life, you know, and like are they the ones? Do they transcend and come back and reincarnate them? Like how does that? How do you feel about that? Does that because everywhere else are religious wise, you know, you do that. That's like one of the worst sins that you can. That
I could tell you.
uh,
Y'all want to go first? What y'all think about suicide?
You can go. You can go ahead.
Raphael, what you think about suicide?
it's it's putting a it's putting a stop in the Most High's plans for you, but at the same time, you you still have a task that you have to do. So do I believe that you be reincarnated from that? I believe you can be. I believe it can happen. It depends on the circumstances. And I'm not trying to get like he's going to punish you until then, but depending on the circumstances of which you have done or what was going on at the time of you doing this, it may be to the point that you could be one of those, or the person who did it could have been one of those young souls who could not understand or figure out what was going on and try to hurry up and get away from it as fast as they can. Because if you
Right.
recognize it's not that many older souls that's doing that.
Right.
So
Um,
you see some, you see some
Right.
that goes through it, but then you see a lot of these younger ones that's running hurry up, run to that finish line when in fact they still got a job to do. So do I think they can be reincarnated? I'm gonna say, in my opinion, I think yeah, because their job not done.
Right. Okay. Um, let me say it's abomination. Like it's not your decision to just take your life like that. You know what I mean? Like you're just have no care about yourself. Like what about your family? You know, what about your loved ones? You left them there. You're selfish. Basically
Yeah,
to me, you're
yeah,
selfish. You
yeah.
just took your
um,
life. So you leave all your loved ones behind. You know what I mean? So for me, I believe I believe like Raphael stated, you can come back. You will come back. You know what I mean? Because you not finished your story.
my thoughts. With suicide, I do not believe that those are. I think both young and old souls can do it, but I believe that the bulk of suicide happens with old souls, and the reason why I say that is because after you have lived so many lives and the weight of just continuously live, you get tired. I know for me, sometimes I look at this world and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired. Um, it's, I think it comes from a deep inner ache to be back with Source versus being here. You know it's something out there and you just want to reconnect in. You're tired of the world. You're tired of how it's situated. You done seen through the matrix of it all, seen how all of this stuff works, and it's just not where your soul feel like it fits. After you have lived and people become predictable to you after you have lived so many lives. Experiences no longer have that same effect as it probably did the first time. There's nothing really new that you could really feel or discover. So I think that longing makes you want to connect. Now, I think the reincarnation part has more to do with, did you get what you were supposed to learn?
Mm.
Right.
I don't think it has to do with you killed yourself, you're going to automatically come back. No, I think if you have gotten what you were supposed to get, then you ascend. I think suicide is just another experience. Just like, and I hate to say this, like just like rape and all the other terrible things that happen to people, those are experiences that you collect and then you go on. But suicide, I don't look at it the way everyone said, oh, we just gonna, that person is going to hell. And number one, I don't believe in hell. There is no hell. This is hell. This is hell. You're in a repetitive rat wheel doing the same. This is hell right here. And you're trying
Okay.
to escape this. Your soul wants to leave this to ascend.
Well, I wanted to put my input. I see. I don't believe in a heaven factor or a hell factor. I
Mm-mm.
believe that there's a because I believe that that's all man created, just like man created the word, the devil or Satan. Man created the word, God or Allah. We created these words to put a factor on what good and evil is. Um,
Mm,
we live under our own consciousness, and we live our own consciousness is actually connected to everybody else's consciousness. This is why we transcend energies. Um, but now these souls who have a lot of weight, as we call it, upon themselves, those are the souls who actually get trapped here on this realm of earth, where we say ghosts or spirits or angels or you seen. Those are the ones that never transcend. They're stuck here until all eternity. And when I say all eternity, until that sun, remember I mentioned the sun earlier, until that sun is no longer, until there's no need for them to be here. Um, but now those ones who fulfilled their duty or their task here on this earth, those are the ones who are able to transcend and go to a heavenly um place. And I believe that hell is what your conscience makes it, and heaven is
Yep.
what your conscience makes it.
It's all
So,
subconscious.
I mean, me speaking to my spouse, she was in the hospital and she flatlined twice while she was in the hospital. She was in the hospital because of COVID for 3 months. Okay.
mm,
And when she got out, I was so intrigued and interested on what was she dreaming about? What was going, what were the things that she remembers? And
right.
she let me know that it's she didn't necessarily see God, but she saw family. She saw family members. You know, God rest his soul. Her father had passed away while she was in the hospital for those 3 months, and she said that she seen her father while she was in this state, and it it boggled me because it's like it kind of put the nail in the what they say, the nail in the coffin or the hammer on the head, whatever. It kind of let me know that
Uh-huh.
my idea of heaven and hell is I'm close. I'm somewhere in
Right.
there. I'm get I'm my that when you go to a place where you create for yourself and your family's gonna be there and they're gonna be waiting for you on that other end. Cause she kept on saying that it was like a big party and people were telling me to come on and come on. And in her mind frame, she was saying, "No, I got to go back to my kids. I got to deal with my kids. I got to take care of my kids."
That's what my best
And
friend said too.
when she came to back into this realm again, and she seen me, she was like, "I don't know what you did, but whatever you did, I felt that. I didn't." She's like, "I didn't hear your voice necessarily, but I felt something, and something was telling me that I had something to take care of."
Right.
And my grandmother and my uncle that I only seen once when I was a baby, he was there and he was telling me to come on, and I told her like I got to take care of my baby, and she came back,
Mm.
So like I told you, when I came up with these theses, when I came up with these ideas, it wasn't just out of the blue, like, hey, you know what, I think we do this. No, I started doing my research on a lot of things
Right.
and other people's experiences. And with those experiences, I can't, I narrowed it all the way down to you create your heaven when you pass, and you
You
create your
do.
hell when if you
You
die
create
and
that middle space for yourself. Yeah.
and when you die and you have a heavy conscience on your mind, or you have a heavy something you just can't get rid of it, and you die with that on your mind,
Mm,
and know that you were wrong and you felt like you were wrong when you went and you didn't forgive yourself or let it be uplifted before you left, you're gonna
mm-hmm.
be left here because that There's nothing else for you to hold on to. You don't have a physical vessel to hold on to anymore. It's just that mental, that thought process, that mind frame that you were leaving with, that you carry with yourself, aka those Akashic records.
Toya
That was
said the devil is real. The devil is not real, girl. That was all in your mind.
the devil. See, we create the, or not we create, but our past people, or your Abrahamic religions, they created that devil
There you
factor.
go.
They did that for a reason. I can't say it was a bad reason, or it was a good reason, but they created it for one, control. To know
Control
that.
your life and control your death. And you don't
Right,
even realize it.
right. I mean, you got to be punished. They look at it like this. Look, if you do wrong, it's something bigger than us that's gonna punish you. So don't do wrong. You know, or if you do good, guess what? You're gonna get a candy, and guess what? There's something. It's gonna be, God is gonna be there. I don't think God is just an entity. It's just one entity. I think God is literally what everybody tells you, and it's every single thing. That's what I
Now,
honestly believe,
go
that God
ahead.
is everything, and you 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 breathe in God. You exhale God. Your vision, this light, this hue, as they call it, I think it's HOU or HUO, but this hue, this color that we see, that's God. The and I go back to the sun. We can't have hue without the sun. We can't have color. We can't have vision, without that sun. And I mean, if you look at the prayers, people say, "Thank you, Father God, for waking me up this morning." And I had to break that down. Like, what else wakes us up in the morning when we get up in the morning? Oh, the sun. And I started getting real deep into the children of the sun, Egypt. And like when I started researching that, it was like, oh my gosh, now I know I can't be far. These people are older than old itself. So I was like, they
Okay.
know something about something.
Well,
So
You
that's
know,
what religion was based off of when people don't realize that you're really worshiping the sun all the time.
yeah, so this is that I wanted to say something to that so bad. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. So the when you use the term Egypt, actually it's further back. It's Kemet.
Kemet
So
core, of course, of course.
so
Yes,
it
sir.
goes further back to Kemet. So and also when she was saying we worship in the sun, who do you think Amen is or Amen at the end of your prayer?
Yeah, Amen Ra. Yes,
Amen
sir.
Ra.
That is
Right,
the sun god of Amen.
right,
So
right.
that's who you pay homage to at all times. And a lot of people don't see it that way. They don't want to see it that way. And then you get the Christians who come in and say it means so it be, so it's that, so it's so. No, it doesn't mean none of that at all.
No,
None
you
of that at all.
worshiping Jesus and Amen Ra at the same time, the sun dish. Y'all crazy. But
You gotta look at the
just
etymology of everything. You gotta look at the etymology of these words that we choose to use in this English language that we speak in.
Right, right.
All right, you got to.
just to harp on Toya saying the devil is real, it's not real. And I'm gonna say this to everybody, right? And again, I study a lot, always have, but just from talking with the ancestors, everybody know that the ancestors talk to me when they feel like it. Um, just to help you see through the matrix. Anything that you take from the flesh and hold on to you tethers you to this planet. So
Yeah,
it's to stop you from ascending.
yep.
So if you die with a Christ consciousness, a Jesus consciousness, and you're looking for that, it tethers you back. You
Mm,
have to let go and ascend. You have to leave everything that's in the flesh behind and go in the spirit and know what it is and move on. Learn the lessons and move. But as long as you holding on to Christianity, Islam, all of this, any kind of hatred, any kind of discrimination, biases, any of that stuff, you're not going to ascend. You're supposed to come here, learn, see through the matrix, gain understanding, love peace, because that's all it is, love, and go to hell on. But when you
Hmm.
start talking about a devil, you tying yourself right back here.
Hmm.
Untie yourself. Untie the shoelace and float. You like a
I mean,
balloon. Float on. Stop
see,
tethering.
I believe people, if you do, if you're religious and you're into these Abrahamic religions, you got to understand that Jesus spoke in parables. Oh,
Yes, everybody has their own belief in Christ and God and King Jesus, and that's fine. But you're supposed to graduate from that.
Yeah, exactly. He
And
wants
and
You're supposed to evolve.
wants
Hmm.
and
God wants you
yes.
forward to seek Him only. So it's not even a point of saying that you believe what you believe of Jesus or God or whatever. You just need to move forward with your life, with where you're supposed to be. How do you feel closer to your goal? How you feel closer to your spiritual realm of
All
life?
right. Let me break this down for you, just to be just hypothetically, people, right? All right. If God is love, and we all say God is love and loves everybody, right?
Yeah,
How could there be any kind of division?
exactly.
So if God is love and you are a Muslim, a Christian, this, that, doesn't that break that apart?
That
Isn't
breaks.
that that's no different than judging somebody for being black, white, Asian, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, short hair, long hair, fat, skinny. Anything that causes division is not the creator. The creator does not operate in division. It operates in oneness. So
Mm-hmm.
this is why I can't understand. And again, anybody could believe anything you like. Why don't we graduate and wake up? Because you can love God without being Muslim, Christian, Baptist,
True.
Buddhist, black,
That is true.
white, Asian, fat, skinny, ugly, cute, all these different things, gay, straight, this, that, all of these is division. You gotta push all of that to the side and link into the oneness of the creator, the consciousness is love.
Right.
All of that stuff is there for you to read it, question it, and research it. A lot of people, and just like your son said, we are collective consciousness, right? The reason why we cannot become one consciousness like that is because we have too many things separating us. But if we
Exactly.
let that go, we will be that consciousness. Again, if you go back to the oldest religions, are people not, well, oldest society, not even religion, spirituality, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize people live billions of years without talking? Did you think because they weren't using physical words they wasn't communicating?
Exactly.
We was communicating this way. The
Yeah. And that's
oneness, the same way you do with your children when you got a baby and you know something is wrong, or you got this inkling that something going on with your child. That
and
is just a smaller scale of what we used to do.
And if you don't use it, you lose it because we only now using about 10% of what we actually know. And so we can actually build off of that if we actually start opening up our eyes so we can see exactly where we're supposed to be. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
this is why they watch us. Like you see cameras here, cameras of the TV, cameras on the street, this, that, the third. It's because they trying to see if you ever going to get to that consciousness again. Because if you do, how is the government going to control that? How do they control people talking to each other if you get collective consciousness and get one download from the creator say stop working, and everybody get that one download, you're gonna stop working. You're gonna be like, you know what? They
right.
can't control that. They can't. So again, all of these is just nothing but distractions from the main point, if we get to that part, then we could stop fucking reincarnating into this shit planet and move on. I know
Right.
I'm tired of doing this shit. I don't know about y'all. I'm tired of it. We on the rat wheel. I'm tired of getting up, going to work, coming back, being black, going to work, coming back, being black, gay, coming back, going to work, being black, being a mom, being gay. Who wants to keep doing it? But that's my perspective. I don't know if y'all agree with me, but that's how I see it.
Hmm.
It's too much. Who is this? I think
Yeah.
Tawana. Oh, Joe,
Oh,
do you
that's
have
Joe's
the
wife.
link?
That's
Yeah,
Joe's wife.
call in. And then Courtney said, "Wow, so interesting." I'm gonna tell you something. My best friend, right? Because normally, again, I gauge her because she has been, for some reason, I don't know why she's just always in my life or whatever. So she's always something in my life, and she asked the pastor when she started disconnected from the Bible, and the pastor told her flat out, "This is just the beginning for you to open up. It's up to you to expand the knowledge."
Yep.
Some of y'all that's reading this, right, that don't, y'all believe in the religion, but y'all don't believe in UFOs, but y'all don't want to read the book of Enoch. It's a lot of books missing out of your fucking, your, excuse me,
Oh,
your Bible
it is. Oh yeah.
that discusses this stuff. You supposed to graduate.
Oh yeah.
Seek the knowledge, but it's easier to wake up and just, I'm just going to grab this book because it's easy. Do you understand your Bible is the number one bestseller on the fiction list?
Right. it,
Seriously, if you go on the fiction,
it,
it's a fiction. It's
it,
parables. It's man made. And another thing for me is in reference to logic, even though I function in the spirit, our creator is brilliant, made whole worlds, all kinds of stuff. Why not make a book with my own name on it? Why do I need you to write for me?
exactly. Exactly.
So come on, let's use some common sense. So when I think of reincarnation, of course, it happens. I know it do. I done did it several times. Um, and it's something that people need to really look into and have these conversations. And another thing, not to jump on people that are religious, what makes you believe that if the creator was functioning in 22 BC, that the creator still ain't functioning? What
Right.
makes you think the creator had prophets then? It doesn't have prophets now, or doesn't have a message, or doesn't have anything for you now. That everything that the creator had to give you is back then. That sounds like a deadbeat ass dad to me.
Right. Right.
But that's again my opinion. Y'all go ahead with y'all's. I see other
Mm,
y'all go with y'all opinion.
yeah.
Y'all have anything? But that's just me. That's what my thoughts are. That's where I'm at with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's real though. All of that is real because of the fact that if you take it, it's just like I said before. If you take your head out the Bible long enough to actually learn, you'll see the difference in everything that you already know. You'll start realizing things that you should already know, just subconscious to already know. I had, like I said, I had it out with someone in my family who's supposed to be so religious, but they hold on to the Bible like a crutch. But they refuse to know the facts behind anything it's dealing with. I'm like, it was purpose things put in there like to misguide you in a certain way so that you don't get a full helping of what you should know. Why is it there? So that you can still continue to seek, not just take this book and say that's just what it is and that's it, that's all. Because a lot of the stories in there aren't finished. A lot of stuff in there aren't done. You can't sit there and say that, oh, you know this, you know that, and just because you read one book. When you're in school, college, high school, whatever, when you're doing a research on something, how many books you got to go to? It's the exact same concept. You can't just sit there and read the Bible and say, all right, I'm full. I got all the knowledge I need. It's not there. It's not there. It's purposely not there so that you can continue to learn. So you can continue to grow. So you can continue to push forward to be something to do or learn something better. I mean, there's always something better to know. And that's the reason why it's so many addendums, so many different little books that they'll give you. Like you go to church, they give you this. They give you the Bible first, and they give you all these other little books to take with you. Why? Because there's still other things you still need to learn. Why do you have to go to someplace to learn how to be a minister when in fact you can minister through your own history of what you went through. You don't need a
Yeah.
minister to do so. It's like there was there's just not that ministry didn't come out really heavy until after the Christianity tried to push what they had, because everybody had a ministry, a way to minister to people of the fact of their life of what happened. So it's not even necessary. I mean, if you're going to seek the Most High, seek Him on your own in the way that you feel as though that it works for you. But don't push your own identity or what you think it is to saying that that's what it is, that's what it is, or you're going to hell. No, this is hell.
This
We
is
have to
hell.
we have to fight through this to get where we need to go. And going
Yeah.
through this alone is hard. So it's like you can't sit there and say there's another place worse than this. Come on, man. This is
That's
hard.
true. That is true. That is true. But again, just to go harp back onto reincarnation, as
Mm-hmm.
long as you stay in that mind state, you gonna keep
That's
reincarnating, and
right.
then eventually the veil gonna drop, and you gonna see, oh my god, I've been here all these
Right.
different times because my ass is hard headed. I'm not learning shit. I gotta get
Exactly.
what?
Exactly. And a lot of them don't learn. And sometimes I believe that the reason why, and I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it like that to make it sound like I'm saying the reason why people so old and still around. A lot of people who are so old, so around 90 years old, getting close to their 100 years old and everything else, they're still learning. They're still going. They still have things that they have to do. I mean, that's not a. It's not saying that. Oh, once you get old and you pass on, that's it. No, you may end up coming back again after that because you're not done.
Yep,
It's not done.
yep, yep. But I mean, again, people can believe what they like. I mean, we have spiritual Sundays so you could get other perspectives. And right now, you just heard two people tell you that they reincarnated.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure if we had the reach, you'll hear several more people. As a matter of fact, what is that show that used to come on with the children that would literally tell their parents that we lived here before, gave the exact
Yeah,
names of the people? That's
yeah.
because they
Believe
was
it,
young
everything.
enough to
Yeah.
remember.
It was this young girl that they did a story on. That this young lady, um, she, I guess her first life she passed, and somewhere down the line, she took her family back to the house they used to live in, the next door neighbors that they used to live next to. She remembered the whole house inside and out. Told them everything about what they used to do as kids. Yeah, do I believe that that's real? If she was able to do that just off the top of the dome, yeah, it's possible. Reincarnation is real. That they can come back and they will show. Now there's sometimes that some things will spark that remembrance of something that you will end up, identifying some things. But do
True.
but do you believe that you fully got every single piece of the knowledge that happened? Probably not, but you do remember that. That's the reason why I say a lot of times I've been in so many places that I've seen before, but I don't know how I've seen.
Yep, cause that's previous lives. You done been there. You're like, I've been here. I've been here, and I know I have, and I had this experience. But again, I hate the fact that because it doesn't fit within religion, it doesn't work. It doesn't exist. And I think we need to step away from that. And if you are a person that believes that, I want you to rethink it because it may be for you that you are a young soul. So
Hmm.
it's probably impossible for you to believe in reincarnation. It's probably impossible. And it's probably not your time to know,
Right,
you know? So I don't know what to tell you. And but then for those of us that's been here for a while, it's logical. So it is what it is. We all on different spiritual journeys. Some of us is younger, some of us is older, you know. But I think eventually we all will get to the same space. I think everybody will get to the space that we are in.
right,
And then they'll be preaching to a bunch of people on a live stream telling them about reincarnation and how, we need to relook at stuff. I
right,
mean, everybody that's on here, I just want you to take a minute, even if you are heavily religious, just close your eyes, right? I know I grew up in a Baptist household and I was told not to deal with a Muslim because their religion is extreme and do all of this stuff. Just close your eyes and imagine a world without religion, right? Just
right,
imagine it. That means you just free and you just believe in creation. The creator's proof is in the creation. Then imagine a world where you didn't understand color. Then imagine a world where you didn't even care about sexuality. Isn't that freedom? That's total freedom. That's total, I don't feel a way about anyone. That's total peace. So how could you believe that our creator is just this warring God person that go on these what is it called, religious wars? What was the crusades? And let's
right.
just kill everybody.
That's crazy.
That don't make sense.
It don't.
Why? How could you believe in that? These holy jihads. How could you believe in the creator and believe that's right? They functioning under God. The crusades was functioning under God.
Good.
Hell, as a black person, how could I believe in Christianity when we was killed, murdered, and tortured because we was the heathen that didn't believe that? Come on now, that don't even make fucking sense. That somebody would create you to be killed for no reason. So is it our creator or
Hmm.
is it the creations that we made to represent our creator? It doesn't make sense. How can we believe these things?
Right.
It's crazy. But back to reincarnation, for me is very much real. I know it. I've done it. You have to ascend. Raphael, what you think?
Yeah, you got to move forward. Everything is about progressing. You got to keep moving forward. So, like I said, if your job isn't done, you're going to come back. But like you said, once the veil drops, it's time to go. So, yeah, I believe that. I believe that you're going to continue. Like you always heard people say, if if I could come back, I would come back as. But that's that everybody got that wishful thinking thing. But it's it's what it is that has to happen in your journey, where it's going
Right,
to have to put you where you supposed to be. Like you got
right,
people who will curse a man that's a womanizer and say, when you come back, you're going to come back as a woman, so you can see what it feels like. But regardless if he did come back as a woman, he still got a task that he got to finish. That's why he came back.
right. And
So
I got a story about that too for one of my past lives. Exactly what you said. Exactly what you said. I was a man with I had to put it this way. I fell into a dream or whatever. Just like I said, going through the ascension process, trying to understand why is everything happening. And me and my best friend had the dream the same night. It was crazy. I had a dream that I was a male. I had a whole wife. I'm standing outside. I'm arguing with this woman. I'm like, please, please, please let me in the house. And she like, no, leave. I don't want nothing to do with you. You do too much, basically. And I lost my family um, in this past life. So because of the times, I knew if I was to get a divorce or whatever, my wife wouldn't have the privileges to have what we had, which was a home and be able to take care of our children. So instead, I told her because I was the terrible person, I'll go live in the rooming house. And you keep the house, and I'll make sure the kids and everybody is fine. And that's what I did, But to reincarnate now to be in this body, I'm like, oh my God, I get to see what it was like to be in this woman body on the outside, and it's just not good. It's crazy. This is crazy. So, you know, that's one of my incarnations. And what's funny about it is the same night I had that incarnation is the same night she told me, listen, I had a dream about this man, and he was telling me he was going to always be there for me, which was the same night. So, that was the proof that it happened and it was real or whatever. So, again, Raphael, if you want to come back, you could still come on if you want. You could still come back if you want. But yeah, that's my story. One of my incarnations. And the key players during that time is still in my life. And then another incarnation that I shared with Tabosh is the one about me dating a DJ.
Yeah.
And I believe that DJ is in my life today, and the DJ still love music, but just not doing the music
Right. Right.
in the same body, but in a different way.
Right.
But everybody loves said DJ.
Yes.
And this person told me, "Oh my God, I had a dream that I was a DJ in this space, and I think it's Philadelphia. It looked like it's
Yeah.
Philadelphia under a big bridge, and it was a little nightclub,
Hold
and
on 1 second. Hold on.
uh-huh, with rows of people trying to get to this club. So
No, I won't be okay. Huh?
reincarnation is what it is.
Hold on.
Does anybody else have any stories or want to tap in or come into the live and chat?
We're good. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Stacy said I've been to heaven twice and hell twice. Okay. Yeah, nope. All of that is the state of consciousness that you got to learn to master. It's a conscious thing. And if you believe in ancestors, then you understand that even if that was the case, Jesus would probably wouldn't be your ancestor. I like people to go back and research. Do y'all know that they actually have tours that go on where you could go to Jesus' house? Did you know that? I think a lot of people don't know that historically. And if you go over the seas, they also tell you that Jesus had a family. So, but again, you got to do your research. Tell everybody do your research. Don't just take it from me. Do your research. I think Tebosha's done went black. Oh my goodness, y'all. We done been on here for Spiritual Sunday for an hour and a half. This is amazing. My God. If you guys love what we talk about here, find it interesting, send up some hearts or some stripes or something. Type in the chat. I love it. I am actually taking my my extra time to come in and do this. Me and Tabocious, this is a bonus show that we're doing. So we want to know that this is something that y'all want. If you could just comment in the comments, like we are enjoying this. This is something that we want. Please let us know because I'm honest and forward. I can be laid up in my bed with my legs crossed, watching what is it? Netflix or
Okay.
Amazon Prime.
Yes, indeed. Watching the Jeffersons and all that stuff. But yeah, that's where we at. Yeah, but share this live, share it, and call in and join in on the conversations that we have. And let us know. Just give us some feedback on how you feel about the show so far as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
give us some feedback. And again, if you are religious, we're not here to offend you. This is a safe space for you too.
Right.
But this is really a spiritual place for
Right.
people that feel like they don't have a space in the religious realm or studying that kind of stuff.
Right.
For them to have a safe space, for you to talk about your experiences, for you to share. Um, not to judge because everybody got to believe what they need to believe, and everybody is in different spaces in their life,
Right.
in your lives. And I don't know
Yeah.
what life you're on. You could be on life number one or number two. Of course, this would sound foreign to you.
Yeah. Well, path. Your path where you see yourself. Within your spirituality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see people looking at us. I wish they would say hello, say something. They just be looking at us like, are they crazy?
I can't. Why do you look like someone else is on there?
It's people staring at us.
What in the world?
But they're not saying nothing, and that's fine. They may not be comfortable.
I mean, I don't know. Get on.
They got off. Whoever it was, they got off because I don't know, maybe because we said they're staring at us. We can't actually see who you are, your name. We could just see um, the amount of people on certain pages, except for two. And I want you to know for those three that hopped off, we're on multiple networks. So I want you to understand that we can't see exactly who you are, but we just see numbers. And we're on multiple networks, so we're not trying to figure out who's watching on every page or stream. We're not doing that. It would
Right.
be just
Exactly.
too much. It would be beyond too much.
Right. Come on, baby. Yeah. And my daughter-in-law, she wants to get on and say something. She just texted me. She wants to get on.
Yeah, she can't get on the You sent her the link because Smack done jumped on and off. A lot of people done jumped on and off.
Oh gosh. I'm sorry, you guys. My background's kind of creepy because I'm actually out here on the park, and I'm doing my script reading with my cast members and my producer. So yeah. But that's what we're doing. That's why I'm out here. But you guys, you need to come on and just tell us your thoughts, and you know, um, because you sitting there is not going to help us. We need to grow together.
Yeah,
So
we do. We
we need to grow
actually
together, and
do.
that's really important. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, because this world is designed to trap us in. All of
Right.
this stuff that we taking in from television, and believe you me, I'm not judging because I love a good show, but the
Yeah.
stuff from television, the stuff, just all the different things that we do, and all of it's propaganda to keep us tethered here, um, and we don't have to do it. We sincerely don't have to. When life was simpler, you came here for a minute, you may have reincarnated, then you probably just went on into into the creator, to have that experience. But right now, we just got so much stuff that keep us wrapped up into this.
Right.
It's so amazing to me that the elites that give us these things to study don't even believe in this stuff themselves, and you could tell by their behaviors, the things that they do. They don't even go by this stuff. It's crazy.
Do you?
But has anyone else reincarnated that's out there that's watching? They just watching. They're like, we just gonna watch. We don't want to come on here and go against the grain. They don't want to go against everything.
But come
Me, I
on,
don't mind.
you need to be communicative. Just don't look. Let us know your input. That's important. You know, maybe
Yeah.
just give an insight about how you. Hi, baby. There's my son back.
My phone gonna probably go dead.
Are you enjoying this conversation, Joe?
I, I've been trying to. I've been trying to find a computer. I've been trying to find another phone. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hopefully, I can finish off. I missed half of what y'all was saying. I apologize.
We were just saying little things about how a lot of this stuff is designed to keep us tethered here.
Okay.
Up, they go Niambi.
Hey,
Hi.
hey.
Do you believe in reincarnation, girl?
Do I believe in reincarnation? That's a toughie. It's a toughie for me because I have a few ways that I've thought about this a lot actually. As you know, I'm very spiritual, so I I've thought about this. I mean, I believe it actually happens two ways. One of two ways, my theory that it happens one of two ways. I believe spirits are all around us. They just are all around us. But I also believe that kids like babies and kids and toddlers have conscious thoughts at times that they were here before because it's spirit. You know what I mean? So I do believe that spirit, spirit is all around, is all around us. But I think that there are some chosen ones where babies come in this world that have lived here before, and I think when they get a certain age, that a lot of who they were with their previous life is forgotten. So in that aspect, I guess I do believe in reincarnation. Now, as the same person, I don't think as, not so much. But as far as a spirit being reincarnated into someone else to live a life, I guess, yeah. I'm open to the idea, absolutely.
Did you know that historically that it is believed that LGBT people, that's what makes us special, is because we are reincarnated for messages. That's why we jump into these different bodies that everyone just be like, well, what is wrong with them? But no, we're having a spiritual experience.
And that's good. And you know what? And it makes sense. It, that makes sense. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I was reading that and I said, oh, okay. And it
Yeah,
also states in African traditions that people were intersex people and we just returning. Like the LGBT is just a journey of returning to what we were.
and what's also crazy is that to me is that my gay mother who actually gave me the name Gamby, she gave me the name at 13 years old, and it's just something that has always stuck stuck with me. She told me that the reason she gave it to me was it was the name of her first girlfriend. But then I researched the name, and it means African melody. And
Mm.
and I it makes sense. And 2 years after she gave me the name, she passed away.
Oh
But
wow.
I still have the name at 44.
Wow.
So what you're saying, it makes sense. It makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Joe, did you have something to say about reincarnation? I believe that it
Um,
exists. I know it because I've had several incarnations that I remember. It's just that the veil falls for some in some lifetimes, and then some people don't have it in that lifetime. But I know, being that
well, I
I
think
guess I'm in this body, that I only have like 2 lives left, and I think that's where video games come from. We
right.
don't never have original concepts. Those are concepts we taken from the past. That's what a video
Yeah,
game
history
is.
constantly
I
repeats
mean,
itself.
when I was speaking, I think last thing I was speaking about was uh, religious standpoint. I mean, I'm not religious really at all. I just do a lot of studying. I study all religions just to get an idea of where my mind falls as far as understanding. Um, because we all have our own opinion and we all have our own belief, but there's only one truth that we can follow. There's only one truth that we can actually that we won't know. This is where belief comes from. Belief just means that you don't know. That's all belief means. But my goal I believe my goal in this lifetime is to find the truth without having to transcend to find that truth. You know, and that's where
Good
the studying
luck.
comes from. Yeah, that's where the studying comes from, where it comes as far as reincarnation goes, and going to the science and going to the mathematics, going to other people's past experiences to try to understand whether or not, like I told you, whether or not I'm if I'm on the right path as far as understanding. Um, I do a lot of of, what they call it, what is it, theses. I have a few theses that you can, once you start putting the things together, and especially how your mind frame is as far as coming back and being reincarnated and it almost being your last couple times, it makes a lot of sense. I don't think anybody can argue with the fact that we've been here before, or at least the the people who feel like they've been here before, they probably have been here before.
Oh
If you
no,
felt
I
like you,
know.
yeah, like that's the magic of it all. Is like you got some people who be like, well, nah, I ain't never been here before. I know I ain't been here before. Well, where were you?
You can't deny
See
it.
the problem with, and not to be funny, and I talk
Mhm.
about this a lot. The
Yeah.
problem with our society is the people that's designed to give you the answers, you don't want to hear them. And
Yeah,
not to be funny, but a lot of the LGBT people walk in that duality enough for you to get the answers. And
Hello.
that's why they propagandized us to make us look like villains and freaks and people that's trying to have sex with you so you can stay away and not get the message. I think who I am is what makes me special to be able to do these things.
I
You
mean,
know.
I, if I can touch on that, I'm not at all involved in any type of groups or affiliated with anything in any nature. I'm a what they call it. I'm a single soul. You know, I look at people for who they are. I
Yeah, I
don't care.
know.
Yeah. I don't care what group of people that you affiliate yourself with. I don't care what. All I want to know is if you're a loving person, if you're a caring
And
person, and whether or not your energy is means well. You
yep,
know, but because you can affiliate yourself with a person and have the great have feel like they have great intentions, but they have the worst intentions in the world,
that's
or their
true.
energy, yeah, their energy is just not matched with yours. You know, your energy is above, not necessarily above theirs, but your energy is on a different realm to where if it's like once they come around, everything goes wrong. And you're trying to figure out why things are going wrong in your life, but I don't think it necessarily has to do with the group you might, saying feel more comfortable being with. It's just more so the individual in
The
themselves,
frequency, they on a different frequency than you.
Correct,
Right.
correct. Because
Yeah,
I try to explain this to my son, that everybody's not there for you, you know. Everybody's not there to protect you. Everybody's not there to. I'm like, you're a black male, and you already have that target on your back. Um, you can learn a person, and that person can learn you, and you can understand each other on a different spectrum than others may understand y'all. But that doesn't mean that corresponding yourself with a group that everything's just going to be perfectly fine with you, and you're good because you're with this group. This goes along with gangs and why kids join gangs because they feel like they're safe. And I'm like, first understand yourself, then understand the people that you want to be involved with and how they react to your hold on, I'm getting everything. Oh, I
no,
just
you
turned the phone over.
sounding good. You sounded
Yeah,
good, and I get what you're saying about grouping, right? But
hmm
it's certain select things that certain people have that they're capable of doing.
all right, all right,
That's what
all
I'm
right,
saying. So I'm not saying that all LGBT or all black people are like us. I'm saying
right.
that the people that are marginalized or mistreated is a message in there that they're trying to hide that you
Yeah,
shouldn't get.
and it goes over a lot of people's heads. It does, and that's the whole thing about it is that's what it is for a reason. They do that because yeah, we're all not going to be the same, and we all have our different ideologies of what life is supposed to be. But at the end of the day, if you're able to build yourself up to be this decent human being while you're here, and your legacy, your mind frame, your heart, your soul, your spirit, that will live forever within other people because of the fact that you left it here
That's
for other
true.
people to grasp it. It's just like information. If you learn something and nobody else knows that information, and you just pass that information to somebody else and they took it and they're going to share it with two people and those two people are going to share it with five people, it's going to last forever. At that point, it will never go anywhere.
That's
So that's,
true.
I believe, more in a person having a great soul and a great heart more than the individual being sexuality, whether you're a thug or whether
That's
you
true.
could be the richest person in the world. I don't care about any of it. I want you to be who you are as a person and let me learn you. And if your energy is matched, or it could be even your energy is just on a whole nother realm, and I can connect with it, guess what? That's where I need to be at. I need to be around you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I will feel good at the end of the day when I go to sleep.
I have a
And I can't
question
wait to
for
be around you when I get up.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Niambi, being that Niambi is a
And
psychic and everything else, right?
Is she? Oh
it's so
wow.
it's so crazy because the gentleman, I'm sorry, what's your name? I didn't hear anybody's name, so I'm sorry.
Joe and Tobocious.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
You
you.
too.
What
Yes,
one
ma'am.
one thing you said, Joe, that stuck out to me. First of all, with the math and the science thing, that's all this world is made of. If you don't have math, you don't have science, you're not going to be able to understand life.
Right.
So I love that you said that, and also with the meshing of the energies, it's so crazy because I just literally just got off of live talking about the same exact thing. Um, and what people need to what people need to realize is that we're not all meant to mesh well together, and that's
Right.
okay. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And that needs to be okay. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, "Oh, I'll have this thing." And I love that you talk about energy because it's definitely very important. But we're all not supposed to get along. You know what I mean? All of our energies are not supposed to mesh with each other. And those are the two things that stuck out that you said that were definitely.
Somebody got to mute what they're listening to.
I love that you posted this comment. Oh, am I doing bad?
That's somebody that's watching us and talking.
Oh wow! Wait a minute. Hold on.
Now you
Is
sound
that
clear.
me? Can
You
y'all hear
sound
me all
clear.
right? Or am
Yep,
I
you
still
sound
echoing?
clear.
Okay. All right. um. Yeah. So. Oh, and the third thing was about your son. You having those conversations with your son is so very very important, and more fathers need to have them. Um, they just do. Because like you said, being a black man, a person of color, period, but particularly for black men, it's imperative that we prepare our young boys for what they may be facing. You know what I mean
Right.
later on. So I can definitely appreciate you for that conversation.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, oh yeah, and you too, Peach, about the gifts. A lot of people, with gifts, I think a lot of times with psychics and people with gifts and people that are highly intuitive and spiritually sensitive, there's a lot of hate that comes with that towards us because it's people are fear what they don't understand.
Yep. I
They
agree.
fear what they don't understand. They fear what they don't understand. They don't understand it. That's why, I do crystals and tarot cards and numerology and all of that. And people, who are from different religions, they don't understand it. It's automatically witchcraft. A lot of the stuff that our ancestors used to preach and practice, it's witchcraft, it's evil. No, that is the way we worship. That is the way we connect with our ancestors. You will not weaponize it. You will not stigmatize it. That is our history. That is a part of our history. But we're made to believe that it's evil and it's this and it's that because it doesn't go with the colonization, with all of this colonization bullshit.
Right.
All of the
Speak.
lies and the fairy tales and the freaking stories. I call them Aesop's fables. That's what I call them. And
That's
what's
what
a
I
fable?
do.
A fable
Yep.
is a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? And that is why I operate with the power of the creator and my ancestors. That's it. Anybody else that tries to tell me how I'm living wrong, and this is right and this is wrong, and da 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 da. What I try to tell them to do is to go up in their bedroom, strip butt, booty, asshole naked, and stand in the mirror. That's what I tell them. That is what I tell them. And then when you stand there long enough and convince yourself that you're beautiful, then you're not going to have to worry about what anybody else is doing or thinking or how they're living their life.
That's true. That is true.
So yeah. people, the a lot of these books and references, the Bible, the Quran, everybody needs something to believe in, and that's fine. But you will not walk on anyone else's beliefs.
I think that they are stepping stones. They're meant to open your mind
References.
and then you
It's like
move
they're like
on.
encyclopedia. What I remember the encyclopedia back in the day when you wanted to
Yeah,
learn something, you could flip through, you see what a zebra looked like, and all of that. That's what they are. They're reference tools.
yep.
Could you imagine if we was living in the Bible times, literally? An eye
No.
for an eye.
Uh.
It'd be a lot of blind, handless bitches out there. I'm telling you,
It would.
it would.
It's that's just I don't. But yeah, do you have any premonitions that you cuz like I know I have some. I've seen some things.
I do get them a lot. Not as much as when I was younger. That is why I use crystals. I'm in tune with my families. A lot of times, what will happen is when I'm doing a reading, when the reading is very, 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 very powerful. Whoever I'm reading, it means one of their ancestors came through, and I get a message from them while I'm reading them. Usually I just deal with cards, but if there's a very, very important message that I need to get across, they will speak to me during the reading. They like listen, they don't have no concept of time over there.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes through, I have to say it because I'm a messenger. That's what I do.
Yep. Do you think that has anything to do with your duality?
It has everything to do with my duality. It has everything to do with my duality. And listen, listen. My duality. My sign is Libra, and Libra represents the scales, which means balance. I mean, listen, I can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? It all connects, and it's taken me. And listen, believe me, I used to run. I used to run away from it. You know what I mean? And I had the whole community calling me all types of crazies and witches, and I went through, and I literally had a nervous breakdown from it
Wow.
because I literally had a nervous breakdown due to, for those that know me from, the ballroom scene. I dedicated, 3 decades of my life to serving a scene. You know what I mean? And I was expected to be embraced when it was the total opposite. When I started talking about spiritual things.
Mm. Well, they're on a different, journey. I mean, I could tell you, like most people in my life, when I saw you on a thing, I'm like, she seems to be my type of person. I can get energies immediately. Like, I cannot be around people that aren't similar or like minded. I refuse to be in their presence. I refuse to allow their energies to mesh with mine and mess me up because I already know why I'm here. Like you, even though I'm not as vocal. I do tarot cards and everything else, but I just don't display all of that kind of stuff. And if you was to ever come here in person, I could look at you and probably give you a whole future.
I would love that because I'm too scared. Like I'll do myself every now and then. I'll do three cards and that's it. I will not go further. I'm too scared. I don't want to see.
And
Somebody like
Toboshes
I
too.
don't want to know. Please don't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? I get enough messages for everybody else. I don't need to know mine. No thanks.
Toboshes reads too. And
Really?
yep.
Come
Everybody
on
that come to
now.
my house is spiritual. It's like since COVID, it seemed like everybody just started gravitating towards me. I'm like, what is going on? My house is starting to turn into a daggone spiritual hut or something.
Because that's
Everybody
where their
coming
spirit that's
through.
where their spirit gets rest. I can tell you that right now. That's where their spirit gets rest. That's their spiritual home. That's why.
Okay, because they all just kept. I'm like, where's all these spiritual people coming from? Why they coming here? Like,
Uh,
am I like the spiritual mommy or something?
yeah, yeah. You're laughing, but that's real. That's it. That is real. People find solace in their spirit when they are around, where they are. So naturally, they're going to gravitate to that.
Oh wow. Well, maybe that's what it
Afraid
is. Cause
of
I'm
it.
like, I
It's
I
must
was
be a
it's
spiritual
afraid of
it,
it.
mom.
yeah,
I was afraid of
What you
it
yeah.
say,
in the beginning.
Toboshes?
I was afraid of it in the beginning. I really was. I was like, what in the world is going on here? But I was like, okay, later on, after a while, I started grasping. I'm like, okay, this is me for real. This is where I'm supposed to, is this the real me? I'm supposed to be doing this. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, you know how you think about something and it comes true. Like you tell people something, but nobody want to listen to you because you already know what's going to happen or what have you, but they don't want to hear it. So, so I don't say anything. I just watch. You know what I mean? Like I already told you, but it's up to you to, you know.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that I'm actually ashamed about because I didn't listen.
Mm,
Um, when I was in my 20s, the ancestors told me to start collecting seeds and books on how to grow stuff and survival books, and I didn't listen.
Right.
And look at where we are now.
Yeah.
None of our stuff basically have seeds and all of these different things, but I didn't listen, and I'm like, I'm ashamed. I tuned them out. So, but I could tell y'all some future predictions. That's why I always ask people. I love, especially LGBT people, if they are spiritual and they do have gifts. I asked them, have you seen any future premonitions? Because I keep seeing a great flood coming, a war with Chinese people on ground here, and then a great flood, and it keeps repeating.
wow, wow.
Yeah,
For
and I was
for
told to
me,
move
You
inland.
know what I mean? Like you hear water in your ears. Water's coming. A
mm,
I
storm,
no, I seen it.
right?
It's like the East Coast, New
Yeah.
York completely,
Under.
parts of Delaware, Jersey. I see the water coming. I was told to move inland. I didn't. So, but I see things like that. I see it before we China. I saw Chinese soldiers on here on the grounds of the U.S. and that was when I was a child.
Mm.
mm,
Wow.
So I see tons of things. I just, you learn not to speak it because,
Yeah.
again, like you said, people think you crazy.
Something
yeah,
wrong with you. Yeah. Like what? Whatever. You be like, okay. And then when they happen, they look at you like, you was right. Yeah.
right. Right. And that's exactly why I do readings online now for that exact reason. Because I got tired of I got tired of talking and getting people out of their situations and
Yeah.
being, you know what I mean, and doing all that, and then people just coming and coming and coming and like I got tired of it. So now, listen, bless the Ambie's Cash App, honey, because I don't have time. Like, I don't have time for it. Listen.
Yeah.
You,
Well, I don't do it. I
you
don't
know what
take
I'm
the
saying?
money.
Because people don't realize that, especially for the person that's giving the gifts. Because let me tell you something, they make fun of psychics and people like what was her name that passed away from when I was a kid? Oh my gosh, I can't even think of her name.
Ooh,
Um,
Sylvia Brown. Which one?
her like oh they don't understand. Do you see? Used to see Sylvia Brown on mine. Do you see how her eye like her eyes are so deep and
It's draining.
that's why I chain smoke. Because it's stressful. It is stressful when you're dealing with energy. When you're dealing with energy, it is so
It sucks your
stressful.
It sucks
makes
my
you
air
weak.
out of my body when I'm doing.
Yeah.
After I'm done, I feel like I done ran 5 laps, and I have
Oh my
to.
god.
It makes you
Especially
weak.
when you get a bad one.
It makes you so weak.
Yeah, yeah. You seen it, Tabosh. It's like literally people will walk in my house, and their ancestor be like right in my ear,
Ah,
and I'm like, trying to ignore them. Like, I'm going to ignore you. But then eventually I have to tell you.
You have to, because they get louder and louder, and then you won't be
Yeah.
able to freaking sleep. Like, no,
I'm like,
But
why?
about the weather too. When I had my nervous breakdown in 2017, when everybody was going crazy. That was when I was like at the height of. That was kind of like where I was at the height of where my power was the strong. It was the strongest, and
Yeah.
so many messages were coming out at one time.
Mm.
I predicted 5 different hurricanes that
Wow.
year.
Wow.
Mm.
That year, I predicted 5 hurricanes. I was telling everybody, and mind you, I thought it was one. And initially, I thought it was one big one, but it was 5 medium-sized ones spread across the nation in
Mm.
certain spots. But they all came at the same time. Baby, the way that message came to me was like the hurricane was at my front door. And I went on live telling everybody. I can laugh about it now. Because baby, the way it came in my premonition was, bitch, you got to leave. Bitch, when I tell you I packed all of my stuff and everything. The hurricane wasn't even in my city. I packed my stuff. I had my stuff lined up at the door. People, I went on live. I was like, y'all, but I'm like, I'm telling y'all, it's coming. It is. I'm telling y'all, it's coming. They was like, girl, you crazy. Girl, you need to take your medication and all of that. Baby, when I tell you it was 5 different hurricanes, like within the course of like maybe 2 weeks.
Oh
But
God.
the way it
Mm.
felt to me like it was coming all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was
Because
insane.
it
Just
was
I
the
didn't make my
energy.
bed. I was
Yeah.
moving. I didn't know where I was moving or where I was going, but I was getting the hell out of there.
Raphael said, I get messages, but I don't know what to do with them. You supposed to tell them. You don't want to
Right.
hold those messages. You
You
supposed
don't
to
hold those
tell them.
messages in. That all any
That's
message
why
that
you're
you
here.
get, you're destroyed.
That's why you're here. You're a messenger.
Messenger.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a task though.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean, you look
God.
at you try to hold it in, but you can't. You got to let them know. You know.
Look, I can't even go out to a restaurant. I remember I went to a restaurant and I had a message for a girl because she was wanting to know what her background was. And her little grandfather kept bothering me.
Her little grandmama kept
I
I'm
bothering.
can't.
like, I just want to eat and have a drink, and her grandfather's bothering me. But it's another psychic there. And once I gave the message, he was like, "Oh, I heard him too." Well, why didn't you do anything? I just wanted my drink and my little food. I didn't want to
What?
talk to her grandfather.
I can't.
Baby, I went to a thing today, a little reception today for a grand opening, and I thought it was going to be a few people there. Baby, I get there and that place is jam packed, full of freaking energy. As soon as I got there, the anxiety that came over me, I'm like, oh no, I can't deal with this. There had to be maybe about 50 to 75 people there, but about 350 spirits there.
Yeah.
God.
Uh.
It was overwhelming. I stayed an hour and I left. I can't. Like it's too much, especially when it's too many people. When you're spiritually sensitive, like we are, you feel the person, and then whatever's attached to the person.
Yes.
So
Pride
Yeah.
was like that for me
it
yesterday.
amplifies so much more.
Yeah, pride was like that for me. I was like,
Oh, girl, I could never do crime.
I
That's too
left
bad.
pride and I felt like I wanted to have a nervous breakdown. So I'm like,
Uh,
what is going on?
Yeah, all that energy, honey, in one spot, honey. Because you don't know who's who.
yeah. I went to a white party last night,
Did
and
Did
my
you?
you?
breathing got out of whack. I was like, "What in the world?
Uh-huh.
What is
No,
going
but
on?" And it was
remember
crowded. Like
we
you could feel the vibe in the room. Like some of the vibe was not right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can
No,
feel
but
it.
we went to a space, me and Toboshes, where you could tell they did some type of ritual in there where you couldn't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Like they did some type of bonding
Some.
spell or put something
Yeah.
to keep spirits out. It was just totally
Wow.
Yeah.
empty. And I'm like, why does this space feel empty? Like something, like it didn't have a presence. It didn't have the old
Nothing.
home present, nothing. I'm like,
Wow.
whatever happened there ain't right. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic or whatever, or something bad happened. I don't know, but it felt like nothing.
The place
Right.
where I performed at, right?
Yeah, I was like, is
Yeah.
something wrong with this space?
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
It was
Wow.
nothing.
Yeah. Empty.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never
Mm.
felt
It
anything like
was
that.
it was clean, like clean,
Like they
clean.
scrubbed it clean.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
nothing, nowhere.
So it
Yeah.
had to be some type of ritual or something that
Nothing was out of
happened in
place.
there.
Nothing was out of place. Nothing. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
so that was
Wow.
really bizarre to me.
It was creepy. Yeah.
That is
Yeah. That
very creepy.
is,
Have you ever seen
I've
people's
never been nowhere
spirit?
like that where you don't feel anything.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever seen people's spiritual, like they spirit guides before?
No, she's not.
Wait.
Like a spirit, like I've had psychics give me a reading, and I've actually seen the person that was giving them the information.
Oh
I have.
well, see, the thing about it is that all depends. That all depends if the well, it all depends if the person or people that you go to are authentic or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that say that they have what we have and they don't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
you definitely have to. You know what you definitely, and then you have also have people who may have gifts but they're still learning as well.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
ladies,
Say it again.
excuse me, ladies. I'm going to leave you guys.
Okay.
Um. Okay. I'm going to watch.
Oh,
I'm actually at the movie theater. Going to watch Top Gun.
Oh,
ah,
Top Gun. That's back out.
go
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm
I'm
shocked.
actually. I'm right close to you, Peach. I'm in Middletown right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Well, it
So
just
was a
curious
pleasure
about
meeting you.
the spiritual guide thing. Like this lady was giving me a reading, and I'm seeing the person.
Are you seeing the person?
I'm looking like, why is this white woman? This her spiritual guide. She was black, but she was talking to a white lady. Was
Right.
telling her. I said, "Why? Do you
The
know that?"
spiritual guy was black.
Yes, she was black, but her person was white. But I could see her ancestors behind her, and I was like, "Excuse me, I could see your person that you're getting your information from."
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
like, why are you talking to
So was
her?
it her ancestors were behind the spirit guide or yours?
No, her ancestors were behind the
Her
spirit
ancestors
guide.
were behind the spirit guide. Then that person might not have even been her spirit guide.
Yeah, I'm like, who is that? And why are they
That's
holding
what
your
I'm saying.
ancestors back?
Yeah, whoever that person was preventing your ancestors from speaking with you. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
that
I
that
was
that,
like,
that lady had no business being there.
and she was
She
like, how'd you
she has a
know?
message to give to you. She has a message to give to you, but that was not the time for it.
I don't think she was able to do it because I all I kept seeing was, and I'm like, I said, I don't know where you picked this lady up from, but this is your ancestor is behind her, and they won't come forward.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed. I'm like, how am I
They're
getting
not,
a
and the
reading?
thing about it is, they're not. See the way things operate over there. If someone is there, they're not going to move. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to move the person out of the way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's weird. It's weird to explain. It's weird to explain because no matter how much we explain, try to explain the gifts that we have, it's uncomprehendable. You can't understand it. You couldn't possibly understand it unless you're talking to someone with those similar gifts.
Oh, okay. Cause I
You know
was
what I'm saying? So
like, this is crazy. I was telling my girlfriend, I said, I don't know if I could believe this because I'm looking at her. This doesn't make sense. Should I tell her? And she was like, just tell her. And I told her.
let me tell you something, honey. If that ever happened to me, I'm gonna be like, listen, you're gonna have to wait your turn. Step to the side and let them through.
it,
You know,
it, it was so weird. And now that's my new thing. I'm seeing people's spirit guides or protectors.
wow,
It's
wow.
so strange. I'm like, what? Like my friend Tibocius that just got off, she has like a guy that wears a top hat. And I'm like, why am I seeing your spirit guide? What is this about?
Wow. Well, let me tell you something. You said it earlier in the live, Peach, that you are a spiritual mother or spiritual parent. You are a
Maybe.
spiritual. You're a spiritual. That's the only way that I could see that it could that would make sense. You are a spiritual parent. You said yourself that folks gravitate to your house to get spiritual rest. So what makes you think that it's not the same thing on the other side?
Oh, okay. Well, it just doesn't. I'm like, oh God, I feel like I'm losing it.
Well, people will make you think you're losing it, but you gotta pay your attention, child, please.
Like I'm losing it in all these different downloads,
Yeah,
especially for
it's a
our
lot of
community.
information. That's what brought on my nervous breakdown because there was so much information coming in at one time. But now that I pace myself, I do my readings when I can. You know what I mean? I know how to turn it on and turn it off and give myself some mental me time. That is important. Mental you time to be able to like you have to do things to to relax and channel and relax. You know what I mean? Like when I'm doing readings, I'm hyped. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. But when I turn it off, I do something that I love that relaxes me, and all of it calms down. You have to, because it'll drive you insane.
Well, then I need to figure out what that is
Whatever
because,
that is that relaxes you the most, do that.
well, I can't have sex 24 hours a day. That's the only thing. Is like I can't do that. But it's a
Listen,
mess.
I'm sure we wish we all could,
'Cause I'm
but
like I can't.
it's just not realistic.
I know. I can't, and it's like maybe I am the spiritual mother. Maybe because just the
Don't say
alignment.
maybe. Listen, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And what people feel, you know what I mean? Like what people with gifts, people feel spiritually at home, where their mind can rest around you. It's your energy, your aura, things like that that will give people rest. Listen, my stepfather lives in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? And he's always here, a freaking hour and 15 minutes away. Why? Because this place gives his mind spiritual rest. Being around my mother, spending time with her, you know what I mean, bullshitting with me. It gives his spirit, it gives his mind spiritual rest.
Hmm.
So
Okay, I
that's
can
the
roll
way
with
it
that.
is. That is the way it is with all those who are spiritually gifted.
Okay. Well, I
So,
just feel
so
like the
on your title,
downloads.
mama,
It's just the downloads, especially the ones
it's
that's
draining.
concerning the community. It's just the downloads, just the ancestors telling me, like, explain this to the people. Tell them, LGBTQ. is a whole nother spiritual experience that they just didn't reach yet. That's what that is proof of God. It's the proof. People in bodies that they reincarnated in bodies that they shouldn't be in. It's the proof we're returning. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Why? Why do I got to go out here and preach? Well, you're a part. This is just one piece. I'm like,
That's what
come
I'm saying. And
on.
all we can do is just be the, be the we're the prophets. We're the messengers. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
we give messages. That's what it is.
Raphael, that's what I get every time I'm there. What, you calm when you come here? I'm like the peace house.
Yeah, you see that?
Oh my God.
Hello. I mean, what more proof do you need, Peach? Come on.
Well,
I
somebody got
mean,
to come be my damn
that,
peace.
that is what it is. People who are gifted didn't ask for them. We didn't ask. We didn't say, please give me these gifts.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I
true.
mean? We didn't, we didn't ask for them, and it's just the way that it is. And when you walk alongside of the universe will place things for you for your greater
That's
good.
true. That's
You
true.
know what I mean? Because I ran for years, but once I started walking alongside the universe, then the universe started placing things in front of me to where I can walk freely.
I agree with that. I can receive that, but it's still tiring.
It is. It is draining. You see, honey, I will go through a whole pack of cigarettes when alive in a second, and I don't smoke that much, but it keeps me engaged. It keeps, all it relaxes all of those messages. Everybody tells me, "Oh, Emmy, why are you smoking? It's bad for you." Da, 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 da. Listen, listen. I'm glad at 44 years old it's not crack. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Yes.
the way my mind, runs, and the information that I get on people and reading people's energies and taking their baggage along as my own, it will wear you the fuck out if you let it.
It does. You need to give me a read. Give me a read. I need a read.
I'll give you a reading. It's so crazy because I have my cards right here. I was doing them earlier, and sure, I will give you a reading.
Now, you
I
guys,
can
y'all
do it.
gotta contact Niambi if you need a reading for those that's
Yeah,
watching now, watching
yes, if
later.
anybody would like a reading, I'm at Noonie MBE Stanley on Facebook. You can just inbox me, or you can go to the NBC's on the Facebook page called the NBC's. That's NIAMBISEES. That's on Facebook. Just type in the Ambi and all my stuff will come up, child. I wear a lot of hats. I wear a lot of hats, but yeah, the thing that I enjoy doing the most is my nonprofit work and reading. That is what I'm passionate about the most because there are a lot of hurt souls and hurt people and hurt spirits out there. You know what I mean? And if I can, give their spirit rest, I've done my job.
Yeah. You need to do spiritual Sundays for us instead of me hosting spiritual Sundays.
Listen, Pete, I'm always there for you. You know I'm an inbox away. You know
You
what
could
I
do it
mean?
every Sunday at 5 o'clock. You'll be streaming on multiple platforms.
Oh Lord. Well, I could definitely commit to every other Sunday. Only
Okay.
because I have a documentary coming out in November.
Yeah, I know. I
But
know.
outside of that, I'm there for you. I got you. Absolutely, without a doubt.
And I think it's great visibility about the community that we just more than having sex. We actually do
Yeah,
other stuff.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm also coming out with a network of this winter called Black Trans Enterprise Network. It's basically going to be a logo for Black queer people that is going to have queer Black content and people of color content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And Peach, I want you on that network and your whole platform on that network. So we will work
Okay.
that out in the inbox.
Okay. I got like 4 or 5 shows on here
Yeah,
that
yup.
run.
Listen. And there are 24 hours in a whole entire day, and people will be in their living rooms watching Peach's network.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
I don't know. They want to hear about what I got to say, like they want to hear you. Everybody loves you. I don't know if people
Oh,
love me.
bitch, don't everybody love me? I wouldn't be in Facebook jail as many times as I am, honey, if they did. So I'm going to give you an overall reading because nothing is standing out that you would want to maybe focus on. So I am going to just give you an overall 3 card reading, and whatever comes up, I will let you know. I will let you know good, bad, or indifferent. I'll let you know if there is any questionable energy around you or around the people that you associate with that is bringing energy your way, whether positive or negative. I will let you know.
Okay.
All right. These
Ooh,
cards
I
put
should have used it for a question. I do have a question though.
it on. Oh, you have something that you want to focus on?
I just thought about something. Should I
All right,
give
tell me
up?
now while I'm shuffling.
Should I give up what I'm doing?
All righty. And you know what? It's so crazy that before I shuffled these cards, I was like, I have a feeling that it's going to be career or work related. That's insane to me. But sometimes I won't say anything because I just want to see. I just want to see first. But like I gotta stop. I have to stop doing that because like I'm way too far advanced to be questioning my intuition. So work career it is.
I'm talking about the nonprofit. Should I keep going?
Well, nonprofit is work.
Yes.
It's
It
work
is work.
that it's work not for freaking profit. That's that's the freaking problem. All right, I will shuffle 4 times, and that represents the 4 elements. I will say them aloud so the ancestors can hear me. Earth, fire, water. I knew it was going to be hard to shuffle these cards with these damn nails. I knew it. And air. I cut once. Should you give up current nonprofit? Okie dokie. Well, I do see where you feel stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
I do see that. Um, and this has been going on for a while. And I'm actually going to draw another card because I know that there's an end in sight. Yeah, there is. See, I always see. It's so crazy because your next card, you will get some relief. I'm going to read all of the meanings of these so you can get an idea, and I'm going to break everything down. But um, it is temporary. It's not coming up. You will get relief not in the immediate future, but I would say maybe in about another 4 to 6 months.
4 to
You will get
6
relief.
months.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 to 6, anywhere between 4 and 6 months. What are we in July? Around October, November ish. You will get relief. Now, I'll have to, it'll have to get closer to that time to where it's financial. It's just the burden will be less off of you. You will start reaping the benefits of what you're doing now
Okay. So
in
basically, don't
about
give up.
4 to 6 months.
Okay.
So I'm going to read your present card right now, which is the Five of Wands, and these are this is where you're at right now. Like I said, the first three cards, the present, the immediate past, and the future, are all upside down, which lets me know that there is a lot of like stagnation and questionable energy around you're doing right now, and that's what's causing your doubt.
Okay.
But I drew another card after that, which I don't normally do, but I have to know that that turns around. But the very next card, which is the card that lets me know that it's going to be 4 to 6 months, and then you'll get that relief, and that you will start to feel like what you are doing is starting to pay off.
Okay. You know what's so funny?
Why?
Because I pulled some cards, right?
No, you didn't pull cards.
So I got like the five, two.
Did you? Ha! Don't tell me I'm
I
not
got
too funny.
the deception and envy, which is the energies that's around.
Yeah,
And but what you basically said in a nutshell is patience.
and it's coming. My lady on the
Yeah.
right side up. Okay?
The
For all
same
of you that
things.
do not believe, and all you skeptics out there, watch this live how we just did a duo reading.
And
And
prosperity begin after the patience period.
bang! I don't play, honey.
It's
The
the
universe
same.
walks with us. The universe walks with us. I don't know how much proof people need. Honestly, I mean, I just don't. You know what I mean? Psychics are always out there freaking trying to prove themselves because of freaking skeptics and people not believing and freaking, believing that there is another realm and another world, and spirits are all around us, and we cross over and back and forth, and everything. It's crazy, but people fear what they don't know, and that's what I chalked it up as. So I'm gonna get into this Five of Wands so I can be a little bit more specific. But yeah, our freaking cards are basically twins.
It's about choices, I believe.
Um, well, this is upside down. So we've got a lot of contradictions, a contradictive energy. People, I kind of feel that people are trying to enter your space and kind of like promise you things and keep promising you things and not following through. Does that make sense?
Uh huh. Yep.
Okay. That is the type of energy that is keeping you stagnant.
That's what my card is
So
saying.
give them one time. That's it. From this point forward, Peach, give them one time. That's it. They only get one time.
I got you.
Okay?
Yep.
Because see, the thing about it is, we've talked, and now I'm like everybody, like I feel spiritually close to you, so now I'm pissed off. Now that I know that this type of person is around you, or people that are around you, give them one time. Because I feel like you forgive. It's your nature to forgive. That's all fine and dandy. You give them one time. That's it.
Wow.
Let me get off that card because that made me mad. Knight of Knight of Cups. Um, yeah, yeah. like the oh I could do I could do this and I can help you I could da 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 and none of it ever fucking comes through.
Scatter energies.
Like what the hell? Like no, you wear a lot of heads. And let me tell you something else. You got me. So whenever you feel like you can inbox me, you don't need them. Oh please, I can't get to this other card fast enough. Hold on. The Empress. Yeah, because that is the type of because see the thing about it is there is nothing worse than someone trying to create false hope for somebody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that right there is the core element of what's pissing me off of what whoever that energy is that's doing that to you. So yeah, that's that give them one time. That's it. That's all they get. And not just that person, but anybody who's associated with that type of energy. Um why can't I find this Empress? Hold on. Oh, here it is. As soon as I said something, I found it. Okay. Upside down. Okay. Here's the reason why they're doing it. They're cloud chasing you. It's for cloud.
I know
Status
exactly who you're
seeking.
talking about.
Status seeking. That is their reason.
I know exactly who you're talking about too.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Get that bitch one time and that's it.
I know who you're talking about.
Cloud chasing, attention seeking, status seeking.
Hmm.
Is it a female figure?
Yep.
That's why I got
Yep.
the Empress upside down. Ah, that person
Yeah.
means you no good. She means you no good. She means you no good. And mind you, Peach, right after we revealed that energy, the very next card is right side up is when things turn around. We had to recognize that energy so it can move on to the next. So now you have to, you know what I mean? You have to reveal that. Like you cannot be associated with that. It's all lies and fairy tales and deception. And it's for status, trying to get it out of you.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just saying, like,
You
listen.
hit it on the head, but no, we pulled the same cards. We
And we
pulled the
in two
same.
different places. You in Delaware and I'm in Pennsylvania. Please tell me how that happened. If anybody in them comments can tell me how we can draw the same cards at two different motherfucking states, I'll give you $500.
Anybody that's watching, because I see y'all watching. Anybody got anything they want to say about what just happened? Raphael, whoever is watching. But those was the exact same cards, two different decks, same cards.
In two different states.
And I pulled mine first, and then you pulled yours.
So please remove yourself from that energy. Thank you. Come again.
Wow, maybe we need to do
I'm not going to
some.
focus on the past, the Knight of Cups upside down. I'm not going to focus on that. That's none of my business. Your past is none of my business. I don't need to know that. Your future is my business, though. So we are going to focus on.
Raphael said, "Yo, that's amazing." Oh, my girlfriend said that's crazy, and Raphael said that's amazing.
Yes, yes. When
Maybe
you
we
you
need to do
know
some joint readings or something.
we can do that. I'm always available for spirit. Always.
People will probably be like, I want to deal with them too.
Let me tell you something. I was on live, and as soon as I brought out my cards, I had somebody was like, "Oh, the be in the car, so I gotta go. I'm scared. I gotta go." First of all, honey, Listen, you open up that book called the Bible, honey, and open up that reference book, and you see all types of chopping of the heads and freaking stabbing in the eyes
Uh,
and wars, and bitch, you ain't scared of that,
husband stealing. Well, I mean,
right?
wife steal, all kinds of shit.
All kinds of stuff. This is all love right here, honey. Love is love is love. Happy Pride. Look, I told him on that live, honey. I was like, you don't see all these colors around me, honey. I'm drenched in love and light.
I
Don't be
can't
bringing your
believe
scary ass
it.
over here.
I can't believe she got off there. Like what? What she thought Satan was gonna come through the
I don't know. You're like, oh, the Indian, them cars. Oh no, I gotta go. It was a butch group. I was like, oh no,
a
oh no,
butch
the Indians.
queen. What?
Saw a gay man. I was like, oh no. I was like, he was like, oh no, the Indian, them cars. I gotta get out of here. I'm scared. I'm like, what the heck you scared of? But I'm
It,
a 44-year-old freaking seasoned trans woman. What you scared of, child?
I just I find it fucking amazing when LGBT people really be Bible thumpers. Like, they don't want you over
It's so,
there.
oh God. The same freaking Bible that they done got beat over the head with. Like I can't.
It's
I can't, like honestly, Jesus,
amazing.
I can't. It's so
It's
draining.
it's a contradiction. I mean,
It
for
is. It's a
real.
what do you call that? An oxymoron. Like I can't. Like really?
Oh my god, that everybody's like, wow, wow, wow. I know y'all. See, I knew y'all would love Niambi.
Yay! I'm gonna read Peach her Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is hold on. The Ace of Wands is back here. The Ace
Mind
of
you,
Wands.
guys.
The Ace of You ready for this, Pete?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Guess what's coming after your patience?
What?
Action,
Success.
action, spark, inspiration, self-expression,
Okay.
confidence,
Okay,
and vibrant
good.
energy.
Mine says just prosperity begins.
So let me tell you something. It's this energy right here is your crossroads, is the last hurdle that you have. Once you remove this person and this energy, that's when it begins. And you know who the heck it is.
But
That's
I've
what makes it
always
sad.
I've been feeling like that about this person, and I think I said it to my significant other this morning that I can't move. Sometimes you got to move certain energies in order for positive to flow forward. Sometimes it
Right.
won't allow you to move because that
You got
person doesn't
you have to
deserve it.
that is your roadblock. That person and that particular energy is your roadblock,
Yeah.
spiritually speaking.
Yeah, they're
That is
not
your
supposed to be on
and
that journey.
figuratively too, because that person is halting basically everything that you're moving toward.
Well,
Yep.
that's confirmation.
Hey, I love giving it.
You
I love
guys, I
giving it.
hope y'all enjoying this.
Yes.
And just to
Yep.
let y'all know, if y'all into numerology, Niambi also does that. I often say to y'all that I'm a lucky number 777. So I was
Yes.
born with luck. And I was also born in blood. My parents hate when I say that. So,
Listen. I'm also as a Libra. I was also born into luck. My name before my transition, I was named a unisex name, also duality. Shannon, and it's an Irish name that was named after a river, one of the lucky rivers over in Ireland. So I was born into luck. My sign is Libra, which represents balance and everything, and justice and fairness.
Yep.
Um, you know, listen. Now my name is the Envy, named from African music. Like, listen, here and there and everywhere. And I'm about to be double digit in September, and loving every minute of it because I am finally able to balance my transition, the community, and my spirit all as one. I'm all of that. But the gift is to be able to balance it all. You know what I mean? Without slighting yourself.
True. Oh,
You
and
know.
we're both identities in the community. If you guys are like, what the
Yeah,
hell is an
yeah. Well, see,
identity?
a lot of them is freaking tone deaf when it comes to duality in the LGBT community because you either gotta be one or the fucking other. Like, it's insane because they come over to the scene with that same mentality that they've been beat over the head with over there.
True.
That's the problem.
That's true.
That is
And
the problem, and
if
that's
you
why
don't
they.
know sorry, if you don't know what
No,
an
go ahead.
identity is different than the orientation.
Right. Yep.
So
I
we
said that
have an
on my own.
identity and an orientation. For those that's probably they probably still confused, but
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, at the end of the day, who you are and who you feel that you are has nothing to do with who you're attracted to or who you choose to sleep with.
right.
It's like comparing apples and freaking mountains. Like, they're not the same.
I had the me seminar Friday, and everyone
Oh,
was
did you?
like, when we got to that part, people was like, "What?"
Yeah,
Like,
because they've been taught one way for so long. It's difficult to, when you've been taught all of that stuff for so long, it's tough to unlearn a lot of the stuff. So that's what keeps their eyes closed. You know what I mean? It's tough to unlearn, especially when if you have been taught your whole life that 1 plus 1 equals 3, and someone comes and tells you that no, 1 plus 1 is 2, you're gonna be confused as hell.
that's true. So for to end the confusion, LGB are orientations.
Yes,
Everything after it is an identity.
come
So that's
on.
the T and the I and the Q.
Yes. Well, I added a letter. I did TIQX, but I added the X for
The
our
X.
non-binary siblings. But you got it exactly right. LGB over here, and T and I and Q and X over here. And that's what I've been. That's been my mantra for the whole year. I mean, like from not for the whole year, but from this point on, because that is the simplest way to explain our community as a whole. Who we sleep with, L, G, or B. Who we're attracted to, L, G, or B. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. Them trying to make this big ass, long ass acronym is so freaking unnecessary. It's unnecessary, and I can see why a lot of cis hetero people are freaking confused because a lot of the motherfuckers in our scene are confused.
Yeah, when you get to the demi and the asexual and
Oh, honey,
as it goes, you're like,
you're not gonna see me
okay.
on this live because I'm gonna be talking about that on Tuesday. I also had Trends on Tuesday for
Yeah,
everybody.
follow. Follow.
Yes,
I love
follow
it.
Trends on Tuesday. I'll be talking about that in detail, especially during this month because it's Pride Month. I'm going to be letting people know the differences between shit. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Because
good, good.
you
And
got all this,
just,
they're making gay ass cereal and gay hamburgers and everything, honey.
I'm
And
done with that.
it's like I can't. And like,
I'm
what is
done
going
with
on?
that. Yeah, so you guys, yep. You have a trans woman on here, and I'm intersex. And yes, intersex people do transition. So,
Yes, yes, yes. Teach them.
but
You know what I
I
mean?
didn't have to. I mean, I could have, but I'm like, I'm in this body. I might as well. Stick with it. I did have a little bit of issue as a young child, thinking that I was something that I wasn't, but then I got over it during puberty.
Right,
Um,
right,
Trans people don't have that experience. You know, they suffer. Well, I think, well, we both suffer from dysphoria, some type forms of
yeah,
it.
yeah, and yeah, and there are times, and what people need to realize is that when you have dysphoria as a trend, it's not something that goes away, no matter how far you achieve to go in your transition. It's just something that doesn't go away because you're always feeling that something else needs to be done to make you feel valid.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And that, you know what, that would be a great conversation to have
Yeah,
about intersex and trans, so people can understand, because
right,
intersex people do go through dysphoria. When I was younger, for a long time, I thought I was a boy in my mind. Like, I'm a
right,
boy. I'm a boy. Then I
right,
look in the mirror and I'm like, well, this doesn't look like who I'm supposed to be. But,
right.
and I had
Right.
a hard
And that
time with
and that is
puberty.
that is a textbook definition of what dysphoria is. You know what I mean? And people do not get that. Honey, what we're doing is not a costume, it's not drag, it never was, and it never will be. It's not something that we put on and take off to make us ourselves feel good. It's for so we can operate and maneuver and live day to day who we feel that we are supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that is what it is. All everybody that's not trans seems to have an opinion on what trans is. And I'm getting fed up with that too. So that's going to be something else I'm going to be reading about too. You know what I mean? Because it's like if it. I can only talk about my walk, so I'm not like I don't like I've never experienced. There's a lot of trans people that knows what it is to be a gay man first and then transition. I never
Right.
had that luxury. I transitioned right at puberty. You know what I mean? Because my dysphoria would not allow me to grow into a full grown man. It just would not. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, I had to take action. I would not be, let me tell you, if I didn't transition, I would not be speaking to y'all on this live. That is how serious it was for me.
And for you people that's watching, that's like a visible form of being stealth. You're still in the closet. If you're trans and you choose not to transition, and you choose to do like go the route of being a lesbian or a gay, to me you're still in stealth. You're
Well,
hiding in
well,
plain
I'll tell
sight.
you what it is. To the people that feel like that they can't be who the hell they want to be, stop letting other people dictate who the fuck you're supposed to be. Period. If you know and you feel inside that you are something, work towards getting to that something. Whoever is transitioning and whoever you feel on the inside, whoever it is that you feel on the inside, it is you are supposed to live your life for you and not anybody else. Period. Who cares what someone is going to think once you transition? Who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? You live your life for you, not nobody else. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your grandfather, your great niece, your aunt, anybody in your family. If you come from a religious background, a privileged background, whatever it is, you are the only one that has to live your life, nobody else. And I know people right now who have wasted their entire life living off of somebody else's thumb and what people view for them, and they wanted to transition 20 years ago. It is now 20 years later and they still haven't transitioned, and they went the other route because people had their hands on how they needed to live their life, and now they're fucking miserable.
That's true. And that's relatable throughout the letters, but I'd like to say to people, preparation is the key. If you
Of
know who
course,
you're
you
supposed to
have
do,
the
be
resources too. We have
prep
plenty of
your life
resources
to
out
be who
here.
you need to be. Get your education, get your finances. That way, whenever you decide to be whoever you are, you don't have to rely on acceptance from other people. You want it, but you can sustain your own lifestyle. That's my thing. Preparation.
Yeah.
Prepare for your life.
Also, too, navigate this world and find your support system because none of us can do it by
Yes.
ourselves. That is first and foremost. Before anything else, find your support system because if you don't, because trans people thrive when they have people that are supportive of them.
I think we all do.
We are, yeah, and that goes for anybody.
Yeah, I think
But
we all do.
and as far as our scene, we lack it the most. We lack
Yeah.
support the most.
I wrote a whole out pamphlet that says that first find your support system. Try to
Nice.
go through nonprofits. That's what they're there for. I mean, a lot of times we try to find it out locally in the streets, and you might necessarily not get the proper role model. So I
Right,
say try nonprofits or other youth groups or whatever, especially if you're young. And then once you get your support system, get your education. Don't be where you're at a point where someone can actually oust you. If you can get it, get it.
right, right, right.
Get it and secure your life, and then come out and say, I'm this. And then if they say, get the, okay, well, bye. I'm hurt, but I can sustain, I could live. I
Yeah.
think we need to teach the young people how to come out versus saying just come out like this. It might work out better for you if you can. But if you aren't in that situation, just probably try to find like a safe house, a shelter, something where you have some type of stability.
The thing about it is a lot of times why the youth gets so scared and petrified is because, like I said, the hate towards us as LGB and TIQX people is generational. It's
True.
generational. The hate was taught to their parents, and then that hate was taught from their parents and and it goes back a long way. So, what I would suggest, if you are a youth out there that needs, um, you know, have a mediator there. You know what I mean? Have a mediator from a nonprofit to help explain, you know what I mean, to your parents or your guardians or whatever, what it is exactly that you're going through because a lot of people, a lot of youth are um very, very, they're young and they're still trying to figure themselves out. So they don't know exactly what it is, so they really don't know how to articulate it.
Right.
So if they have a mediator, say from a nonprofit or someone who has walked the walk or a positive influence in that youth life that youth looks up to be able to break it down to these parents, to be that mediator, to be like, listen, this is what your child is feeling at right at this particular moment in their lives, and what they need right now is support and not to be ousted,
Right.
because you could have a happy and healthy child. You could also have a dead child. So it's basically given, which one do you want?
Right. Right. But I also think some parents are at that point where some people are so ignorant that they don't care if anyone attended the me seminar. And I just cried. A trans male was there and said that when he came out on his journey, he was able to be in his house, but his parents treated him basically like a dog. They wouldn't let him eat off plates and spoons. And so I
Yeah,
say, prep your
and it's at
life.
that point. See, and that comes in that, and when I see and hear things like that, that has to do with self love. Because at the end of the day, you don't deserve that. I don't care I don't care if it's a grandmother or mother or whatever. You do not deserve that, and we have to have love for ourselves first.
Yeah, yep. But some people ain't strong like
I'm
us.
sorry, that's just
Strong
the way it is.
willed.
And it's a journey. It's a journey for all of us. And all of us don't love ourselves in the beginning because I listen. It took a long way to get to where I'm at. Long time. Long time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a process. But the thing about it is, if you don't start it, you can't finish it.
That's true. That is true. I know everybody like, well, what happened to the spiritual Sundays? We are sorry.
Child, listen, baby, it's still spiritual Sundays because we talk about everything, honey. We
Oh my
talk about
God. You know I
everything.
love you. It feel like I'm with
I
an
love
old
you too.
friend. Like I knew you for 40 years.
That's what spirit is. That's what spirit is. You know what I mean? That's what you call kindred spirit. You know what I mean? So yeah, yes, honey. Honey, like we grew up together, honey.
Oh, Libras always love me. I'm a Cancer. Libras love
Come on,
me.
let me tell you. There it is, right there. My dark moon is Cancer, girl. Listen, listen. Ever since I started doing planetary charts, the signs that I am mixed with are so powerful that I am starting to like. Now that I know my planetary, all of the signs that I'm mixed with and
Uh-huh.
everything, those particular people are starting to like. I'm starting to gravitate towards those people. My dark moon is Cancer. My Virgo, rising is Virgo. So, it's like all of those things. Like I'm a Virgo in business. Like that's where because usually Libras are like very meek and everything is all
Mousy.
honey. I'm Virgo rising, honey. I am letting bitches know what the deal is,
I'm Leo.
but my
Leo.
emotions are Cancer. And that is why I feel the connection with you.
Yeah. My most of my chart is Leo and Gemini, but
Yeah.
mostly Leo.
I knew it was mostly Leo because that's that best friend energy. All of my best friends are Leos. All of them.
Oh.
And the one best friend I have is a Taurus, but everybody else is a Leo. All of
Yeah.
them.
I got big Leo energy.
Yes, you do.
Even look at my hair, Leo energy.
Come
Leo,
on,
Leo,
Leo.
Leo energy.
That's that protector. That's the protector, and that mother, that motherly, nurturing instinct. That's why everybody comes to you for spiritual rest.
Oh, don't remind me. Because sometimes I want to lock my door and hide under my bed. But, that's what I'm here for. So it is what it is.
Yes.
To
Well,
do the
girl,
life.
I'm about to get out of here. I got to eat something. I haven't eaten since I got into that from that
Go
thing.
ahead.
They had freaking lactose on everything, cheese and mayonnaise, and I couldn't eat a thing. I am
Oh.
starving. But Peach, I love you so much. People, thank y'all. Thank you, Peach, for having me. Listen, we will sit here and talk all night.
And they'll be like, what is going on?
What is going on here? We will see here, but that's what spirit does, but baby, I'm definitely going to replay this live, honey. When we drew them same cards, but baby, that was amazing. I don't care what anybody in them comments says, honey. That right there was amazing. I have never seen that.
Really? We
I've never
pulled the
seen
same card.
the same cards in two different states with two people doing readings at the same time. No, I've never seen that. That was a first for me. That was a first for me. And I am amazed. I'm even amazed. And I don't amaze easily, but I'm amazed at that shit.
All right. Well, you got to join us for another spiritual Sunday. We'll come up with a topic.
Yes,
So,
come up with a time and date, and we'll talk on the inbox behind the scenes. And I'm always available for you. You know that.
okay, maybe we'll have like a psychic one or something.
Yes, yes,
Premonitions.
yes,
Think that'll be good. Sharing premonitions with people so they know
yes.
that it's real.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's definitely real, honey. Definitely real. So I love you. I will talk to y'all
Love you
soon. Bye,
too.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, everyone, that was Spiritual Sundays. I hope you enjoyed. We done gave you, well, actually, I done gave you 3 hours again. That wasn't intentional, but I'm glad that you tuned in. Thank you to Tobocious and Joe and Niambi for joining in, giving their perspective. I'm sorry if we got a little off topic, but that's what happens when, like she said, spirit comes in and you just vibe. I hope you enjoyed the card pulling and reading. Maybe we can add that into the Spiritual Sundays. Um, Join me next Sunday at 5 p.m. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, if this is something that you want on the network. Until next week, I will see y'all when I come back. Well, Tobocious will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Let It Out. And then I'll be back on Tuesday for Peach Radio Show. And then Saturday's Relationships Aren't Easy. And then we'll be back with Spiritual Sunday. I guess we'll be talking about premonitions. I will let you know. Watch out for the actual advertisement. But it's been cool. It's been real. I love each and every one of you. Enjoy your Sunday. Y'all have a good night. Bye.